tracking an unknown object that seems to be heading for the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. There are reports of strong gusts, lightning strikes, and thunder. Officials are urging fans to take shelter in the rink and rush for the net.
While the air. We'll have another drive here. They go back behind the net looking for a centering play. There it is, they score! It's 1-0. Thunderbirds take the lead here on the road. Hit in front, there it is, they score! Jack, Gus Ford comes over, and there's a hit, and here we go! Shooting one through a screen. I don't know how Boris Babic saw it, but he did. Gets to work. They fire one, they score! Roman Kramer wins the game in overtime! And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live inside the Columbus Civic Center on the banks of the Chattahoochee River. It's Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Kendall Grayson with you as always, and thank you as always for tuning in. It's a road series, back-to-back games for this team on the weekend. The Thunderbirds have won 3 consecutive games. This is a close season series between these two teams. It's tied at 2 wins apiece through the opening 4 games of this 6-game season series. And so this will be our only trip to this facility this year in the regular season. And we're looking forward to it. It's a 7:35 puck drop tonight. We thank you for tuning in to this pregame show ahead of our Pine Tree Tavern first period. We'll have the American Elevator Company National Anthem presented by the American Elevator Company. Geico Winston-Salem has the starting lineup as always, but a lot to get to as we're getting ready to get back underway after the Christmas break yesterday. And the Thunderbirds behind enemy lines looking to win a road game for the 3rd time this season, looking to win for the 10th time this year overall. And as I mentioned, it is our first and only visit to this facility this season, at least on the trip. We'll be right back here tomorrow night to complete this 2-game set between the Thunderbirds and the River Dragons here on the weekend. We'll get to the transactions. Here's what's going on. Liam Blomquist has been released on waivers. Zach White and Roman Kramer each loaned to Norfolk, and they are expected to rejoin the team tomorrow for the road game. And so they will miss tonight's game. They are not in the lineup, but they will be back. And then fan favorite Joe Kennedy returns. He's going to wear number 22 in tonight's game, but Joe Kennedy returning. Chad Purdy, of course, signed last weekend and backed up Boris Babic. I mentioned Boris Babic. He will be the netminder in tonight's game. And we'll take a look at the leaders on each side. Gus Ford, of course, leading the way for the Thunderbirds as he has been for most of the season. 33 points in total. He's got a team leading 14 goals so far on the regular season. We see Zach White with 23 points. He is out of the lineup tonight. Boris Babic will play for the 13th time this season, looking to improve on his .909 save percentage. And on the other side, the leaders include Tyler Barrow, Alex Dorjahan, and Ryan Hunter. Tyler Barrow leading the way with 41 points so far this season for the River Dragons. As we always do, we keep you updated each and every night on the out-of-town scoreboard report. Here's the schedule. Here's what we have for you tonight. It will be Monroe on the road to play Topeka, Baton Rouge on the road against Biloxi, Athens with a road game against PD, Port Huron and Danbury. That game showing is canceled if you're looking on the league website, but it's due to a weather situation. And so again, Port Huron and Danbury will not play tonight. They're rescheduled on Sunday. Blue Ridge on the road against Indiana, Binghamton against Watertown. And of course, we have our game here at 7:35. That's the league schedule for tonight. Tomorrow night looks very similar, but you see our game there towards the bottom of the screen. It will be a 7:05 start time for tomorrow's game. We remind you that coming up on New Year's Eve, we have the matchup on the way. That's coming up on Wednesday against the Blue Ridge Bobcats, and we're looking forward to it. But we'll step aside here in the pregame show. We're going to take a look at the highlights from the Thunderbirds' last victory. And, of course, that was back on Saturday night. Nice 4-2 win. We'll hear from head coach Steve Harrison with a weekend preview as well. We thank you, as always, for tuning in. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Kendall Grayson with you. And the puck drops tonight at 7:35.
Flow Automotive wants your vehicle, and we're currently offering more to keep up with customer demand. You don't even have to buy one from us. Go to flowauto.com and click Sell Trade to get an offer to purchase in minutes. It's that easy. Remember, flowauto.com. We want your car.
I like having one company that kind of do it all because I feel like it reduces the mental load of having to research and figure out, who do we call this time? It's just, we'll call Quinn.
We were with a different company that we had a contract with, and our HVAC went out. And they were not able to respond quickly, so that's why we contacted Gwen. And they were able to come out the same day, and we were able to fix that problem. Something that stood out to me about the Gwyn staff members that came to our house is they all seem to really care about doing not just a good job, but also about the house. They paid a lot of attention to detail as far as where they put things and how they installed things to make sure there was no damage. They seemed to really care, as if this was their house. After they fixed our AC unit, we were very impressed that Gwyn had multiple services. So we went ahead and got a service contract with them and have used them for electrical and plumbing and HVAC.
So eventually we knew that we wanted a charging station for our car. What impressed me was it wasn't just a return of an online quote, it was, let's come out and take a look at it. It felt like they were wanting to help, and then the actions followed. They actually were able to come out and help, so I appreciated that. It's that consistency. So when I call, I know what I'm gonna get. They're going to be responsive, they're going to be polite, they're gonna get the job done, and that keeps me coming back.
And we'll see if they can back it up tonight. Sit back and enjoy it. And thanks for being part of Thunderbirds hockey here on the weekend. We are underway. He had the hot hand last night. Here he comes again. White all the way behind the net. Holding on to it, sends a pass to LaBella. Crossing, Kramer's open in front, scores! Thunderbirds take the lead, 1-0 in the opening 2 minutes of the game. Roman Kramer on the board. And the Thunderbirds win it here on the power play. Here we go. It's LaBelle to Ford. Ford holding on to it, throws it in front, they score! Power play goal, it's 2-0. Roman Kramer tips it in, and the Thunderbirds have a 2-goal lead. And John Butita squeezes the pass. Turnover from Popoff, a giveaway. Farmer has it. Farmer scores! Still with PD, though. They center in front of the net. Look out, trouble here at Boris Babic. What a save. My goodness. Harwells, he activates all the way down the wall and jumps in to make the play. Big, heavy hit from Jacob Schnapp. And Schnapp will find the puck himself. Gibbs, wearing number 18 this evening, back behind the goal for PD in the attacking territory. Slap shot, they score. And Chernick makes this a 3-1 game for PD. Help from Yuri Pastuka. In front, giveaway, they score! Jan Salak says, thank you very much. I'll take that. 4-1. Lord has it as the Ice Cats go to work on the power play. Long shot goes just wide. Settles down the near side corner. Here's Lord shooting along when they score. And it's 4-2. Power play goal for the visitors. They look to shoot. They do. It's right in on Babic, and he turns it away. We're in the final 10 seconds of the game tonight. They go in front. They hold the line. High in the zone. Long shot goes wide. Thunderbirds sweep the Ice Cats on the weekend. 4-2 the final.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
All right, Coach, let's talk about the games coming up this weekend. The Columbus River Dragons, the opponents for back-to-back games, a team we've seen already this season a few times. Our only trip down there in the regular season. What do you expect?
Well, yeah, it's always a great games against them, and as you learn, when you start coming around a little longer, you'll know that it's a rivalry there, and so it's every game is close. Competitive, usually right down to the nitty gritty there. So I'm expecting the same thing. You know, they got a great team. They just beat Athens on Sunday or Saturday, and so they're playing really well right now. And as I said, we match up well against them, and I think everyone feels confident against them. And so, as I said, it should be a great weekend, and we've got to take another step.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks very much.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on-site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
And welcome back live inside the Columbus Civic Center here in Columbus, Georgia. Kendall Grayson with you. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey as the Thunderbirds go for win number 10 on the 25-26 regular season campaign. We hope you enjoyed the interview there with head coach Steve Harrison, part of our weekend preview. As you can hear on the other end of the mics, the Thunderbirds hit the ice now. If you're watching on our video feed, we are on both YouTube and Facebook tonight, also on Sportfeed. And you can watch the game there. And we have about 6 minutes before we'll get going for tonight's game. The Thunderbirds are out on the ice now, and they're now piling over to the bench. Head coach Steve Harrison out there, of course. We see Boris Babic to our right. And I have a very similar view as you do on the video side of things. I'm stationed just a couple of feet away from the main camera here. And so I've got a very similar view high atop the Columbus Civic Center for tonight's game, as they're announcing the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup. It's Jan Salak, Gus Ford, Yuri Pastuka, Josh LaBelle, James Farmer, and Boris Babic as they complete the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup for the Thunderbirds. I mentioned the Thunderbirds lineup. Here's the full lineup tonight. This is what we expect it to look like here behind enemy lines on the road. John Butita, Nate Keeley, Jacob Schnapp on line one. Line number two, Jan Salak, Gus Ford, and Yuri Pastuka. The third forward line tonight will be Don Carter Jr. with Dion Demke centering that line. And then on the right wing side, it's Troy Harwell. On defense, James Farmer and Cade Hanley. Josh LaBelle with Joe Kennedy. If you were joining us earlier in the pregame show, Kennedy is out of retirement to play for the first time this season, wearing number 22, and also dressed on defense this evening for the Thunderbirds will be number 15, Connor Mullins. So that's what the entire lineup looks like here on the road. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can win a game against the River Dragons for the third time this season. I mentioned the return of Joe Kennedy. 48 games in the regular season last year, 6 goals, 13 assists for 19 points, 62 penalty minutes, and appeared in 8 playoff games. 9 playoff games the year before, 10 playoff games the year before that. And so he had 3 years with the Thunderbirds, playing his first game of the season this year. And so we'll see if Kennedy can score goal number 26 in his 137th FPHL game. Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's contest. It's a 7:35 start here in just a few moments, and we'll be back here at 7:05 tomorrow. An early look at the out-of-town scoreboard report around the FPHL tonight. I mentioned the Port Huron-Danbury game has been postponed due to weather. Athens is on the road against PD tonight, Blue Ridge in Indiana, Binghamton against Watertown, Monroe against Topeka, and Baton Rouge will play Biloxi tonight. The River Dragons hit the ice, and they will attack left to right in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds looking to win 4 in a row overall.
Let's meet tonight's starting lineup for your Dragons. Starting on the bench.
And they'll announce the lineup for the River Dragons. We expect it to be Tyler Roy in goal tonight for Columbus. And the goaltending matchup, Roy against Boris Babbitt.
And forward from Charlotte, North Kakalaki, number 15, Kyle Ball. Also at forward from Wasatch, Quebec, number 46, Judith Blacksmith. And then forward from the 6th, Toronto, Ontario, number 80, Brian Hunter. Let's meet the fights tonight for your Dragons from Franklin, Michigan, number 35, Tyler Rowe.
And so they announce the starting lineup for the River Dragons. It includes the netminder Tyler Roy. And we are almost ready to go for tonight's game. American Elevator Company presents the national anthem as we will join the pregame festivities.
And now fans of the Dragons of BYBU 16 Christian Broadcasting. They take a moment of silence tonight for those who are in harm's way, those that defend our country, our livelihood every day, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Dragons, thank you. Now remain standing with hands over heart for the presentation of our national anthem. It is a Christmas gift one day late, performed by Dennis Meredith.
right, so now ready for the Pine Tree Tavern first period here for period number 1 here on the road. Back-to-back road games for the Thunderbirds behind enemy lines against Columbus. Our only trip to this facility in the regular season this year. Here on the weekend, there'll be 2 games in total, but the River Dragons already playing 4 at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. A couple of splits each time. 2 games in November, 2 games earlier this month. And we'll see if Boris Babbitt can post a win for the 7th time this season. He'll look for win number 41 between the Pikes tonight. Thanks for joining us. Always fun when these two get together. And it's Gus Ford to take the opening face-off, and he wins it. And tonight's game is underway. All the way back into the defensive end of the Thunderbirds, far side of the building. The River Dragons to it immediately, and they'll drop it down behind the net. We'll see if James Farmer or Cade Hanley can grab possession of it, and it's Hanley to play it over to Farmer. As he gives a pass across the far side, Thunderbirds look to enter here over the blue line onside. Jan Salak couldn't do that, though, so it's taken right back. And Yuri Pastuka looks to play along the boards. Here's Pastuka. They go across the rink, find Gus Ford, loads up, fires a quick one, and off a deflection. It's up and out, and in behind Tyler Roy, the netminder tonight for the River Dragons. He wears number 35. He's from Brighton, Michigan. And so already we see swaps being made by each team. As the Thunderbirds will send Nate Keeley to the face-off circle here in the attacking area. Wins it to Schnapp, loads up, shoots one, save made by Roy. And so that should be the first shot on goal for the Thunderbirds, and it's put on the board. And so shots on goal here early on, 1-0. Still in the opening minute of tonight's game. Keeley will try to win this one again. He's got Butita to his left, and Schnapp not really behind him, but sort of over to his right side, and this time it's one away. And the River Dragons will look to work from the defensive end. Out towards center, they could have a jump on it. Here they go, they'll fire a quick one, and a good save made by Boris Babbitt. He got that one with a glove. They try to force another shot towards him, and Josh LaBelle stepped in the way of it. Now it's Butita crossing onside, drops it back for Keeley to find it, and his drive is deflected, goes to the far side of the building. The River Dragons look to work it out from there. Thunderbirds will fire over, though, with Joe Kennedy. And we see now Kennedy play in from center, gets it up to Keeley, and Keeley puts it onside. Just over 1 minute gone by in tonight's Pine Tree Tavern first period. Along the near side boards, Thunderbirds go looking for it. It's back behind Boris Babbitt. Removed from the side of the goal by James Farmer. Farmer looks to play from there. Spun the other way in front of the net here, bouncing around. We'll see who can locate it. And finally played down to the neutral zone. Carter has it after he took it from Troy Harwell. Good collision, far side of the building, 18-18 to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Here's a chance, look out, and they don't fire behind Babbitt. They try it at the far side post. And it's taken right back for the good guys as Farmer looks to play it out. They'll try to go across from there. And it's found and moved forward by Dion Demke. Lifted down the ice. 17:53 left to go in period number 1. And they have shots on net favoring the visitors here at 2-1. No score. Underwood in from center ice as he crossed over the line, and a good save made by Babbitt. Kirk Underwood from Littleton, Colorado. Of course, his counterpart, Boris Babbitt, on that opportunity from Slovakia. Face off as they'll search for it. Gus Ford sees it played along to Jan Salak. And it's up for Pastuka. Long shot, glove save made by Roy. So Tyler Roy makes a good save from range there on Pastuka. And the third shot of the night on the board for the Thunderbirds. Yuri Pastuka was a great guest on the Coach Harry Show earlier this week. We were live at Earl's back on Tuesday. And that programming coming up in the break. You can watch the full thing, the entirety of that Coach Harry Show, of course, on YouTube, on the Thunderbirds YouTube channel. Moore goes across with a quick pass. They look to step onside. It's played offside, though, and this allows the Thunderbirds to take possession with LaBelle. And it's moved away from him. It's Choetin Blacksmith down behind the line. Looks to work for the River Dragons. Far side, Butita will jump in there and steal it. They'll battle for possession along the center ice red line. We played 3 minutes in tonight's game. No score. Here comes Columbus. More a drive, and that's turned away by Babic. Back out to the neutral zone. Thunderbirds applying some pressure there with Butita. And this one will be whistled down with 16:46 left to play in period number 1. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Athens and PD tied at 1. And Blue Ridge leading Indiana 1-0. Those are the only scoring plays across the league so far this evening. Here's Farmer to play quickly across to Joe Kennedy. Kennedy takes a look and he fires it onside. Let's see if Jacob Schnapp can locate it from there. And far side circle, taken aside and out towards center. Played ahead by Ryan Gavin. Far side, Galvin took it from there and moved it down the ice. The Thunderbirds able to get to it there. Now they'll see Brody Thornton backpedaling. He finds it here behind Tyler Roy, the netminder. Keeley applying some pressure, but it's still with Columbus for now. Alexander Jemayev out to center. Turnover, though. Keeley has it again. So here's Keeley. Plays it over the blue line. 4 minutes gone by in the matchup. And the shots now even at 3 apiece. Out to the red line. Right back for the River Dragons. And looks to be offside. They keep moving, though. Down behind the goal line. Good check there. That's on Joel Texmo. And this allows Twin City to find it as Demke goes streaking through center with it. Lifts it off the back end, flips to the near side corner. 4.5 minutes gone by in tonight's game. And we'll see if Twin City can find it off a turnover. They'll push it out to the neutral zone, found by Josh LaBelle. LaBelle fires, looking for a play from Don Carter Jr. And he makes his way behind netminder Tyler Roy. Good pressure across the zone, though. Thunderbirds almost have possession of it. They find it right back out to center. And they look to play from there with Carter. Don Carter fires ahead. And collecting the defensive end by Choetin Blacksmith for Columbus. Blacksmith pauses, and he puts it right back down behind the goal line. So each team making some changes. We are still scoreless early on here in our Pine Tree Tavern first period. Over the red line, played in front of the Thunderbirds bench. Hanley looking for it. Now Pastuca will find it, as Hanley was involved in a collision with Joel Texmo. Dropped onside here by Twin City. They'll look to chase it down behind the goal line. Pastuca applying pressure. Jan Salak will try to take it away. They stretch it across the zone. And onside a chance. Here's Blacksmith high in the zone. Long shot as he was able to move it to Moore. And Gus Ford nearly stole it. Now Ford has it. Ford goes ahead with it. Changes being made by Twin City back behind the play as Ford carried it down the ice and then flipped it ahead. Columbus has it. Far side circle. Long shot. Babbitt's got it. And no further action. That'll send us to a media timeout with 14:06 left to play in a scoreless first period. We'll be right back.
What are you doing, bub? Just fixing my chair. You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
We return from the opening media timeout of tonight's game. 14:06 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds out shooting the River Dragons by one shot at 4-3. Still looking for the game's opening goal. And a face-off win for Columbus in the attacking area. That's to our right here in period number one. The Thunderbirds attacking right to left. And they'll find it here with LaBelle. LaBelle out towards center, looking for a play up to John Butita. Goes back the other way, played by Joe Kennedy. Near side, it's a good pass to find Schnapp from Butita. Schnapp frees himself, shoots one! A rocket of a shot that goes just wide of the goal. That went off the glass, stays in play. And they'll try it again. Schnapp had space. Now LaBelle, long shot, looking for a tip. It's free, it's still loose in front of the goal. Then it goes back behind the net as Keeley's on the doorstep, looking to score the game's opening goal. But it's right back for the River Dragons. A lift in from the neutral zone. 13:23 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And a really good flurry of action there in the attacking area. Taken aside here by the River Dragons, a chance, and a good stick lift there. No, maybe not. They'll call a penalty. And so it's a hook. It's the game's opening penalty. And they're going to call defenseman Joe Kennedy. So Kennedy takes a seat in the box. Shots are 5-3 now favoring the Thunderbirds, but the penalty kill will step out on the ice for the first time tonight. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find a successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Offensive zone face-off here on the power play for the home team. They've won it, and they'll look to move it around here. Goes out to the neutral zone, though. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find it from there.
Let me hear you, Columbus. Your Dragons are on.
Twin City 70% on the penalty kill this season. They've been shorthanded now 81 times, and they've surrendered 24 goals against on the penalty kill. Onside for the River Dragons. They'll move it around. Top of the far side circle. Now it's blocked in front. Ford finds it, and out it goes. Nice job by Farmer to block the passing lane. Good job from Gus Ford to locate it. And down the rink it goes in the clear. So it's the first penalty kill of the night for the Thunderbirds. Joe Kennedy, who's in the box now. First game of the season for him. 194 career penalty minutes in the FPHL. Taken away here in front of the net, and once again cleared. Down the rink it goes. That time it was Connor Mullins who found it for the Thunderbirds, located it, and moved it down to our left. Halfway gone by on the power play. Shots are now even at 4. Taken away again, and once again a good clear. So they had the shots at 5-3. Now they'll even them up at 4-4. And we see 42 seconds left beside number 22. And that's Joe Kennedy. Here come the River Dragons. Chance onside, and they try to pick the angle of the far side shot there. Colton will hold the line. Sends a pass near side. This time it's Thornton. Thornton to handle it. Near side, Blacksmith. He'll look for Thornton again. He does. He finds him. No shot. Joanne Blacksmith will try it again. They drop it across, and they try to one-timer. That did not go. And now the stick got stuck in the boards there on the far side of the building. We'll get back to the action. As Blacksmith tried a shot, that was Lucas Texmo who had his stick jammed in the opening there, the door opening. Thunderbird steal here, could be a chance up the ice. They tried to fire it ahead, and it was intercepted along the logo at center, but it is a successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Is out of the box is Joe Kennedy. So we play on even strength now, 5-on-5 in a scoreless matchup. Onside a chance for Ford. He'll wait, doesn't fire for now, frees himself. Has some room, goes around the net, tries a wraparound behind the goal, gives the pass to Farmer, shooting, looking for a bounce, and it's found by Tyler Roy. So Roy gloves it up with 10:45 left to play in our Pine Tree Tavern first period. Shots are now 5-4, favoring the Thunderbirds. Cade Hanley and James Farmer out on defense. It's Keeley, Schnapp, and Butita at forward. And Keeley goes straight forward with it, then he gets it back to Farmer quickly. James Farmer punches behind the net. In front there, a chance for Butita. Penalty call, they fire, a save made on Keeley. Schnapp had a chance, and Keeley, there is a delayed penalty. At least I thought that's what they were going to call, but they just signaled that the puck never crossed the line. And so they signal now we'll have a penalty call as the Thunderbirds were back skating into the defensive end. And Columbus will go to the penalty kill. Thunderbirds will have the power play. A lot going on there. And they settle things down with now 7 shots on goal for Twin City. It will be Tyler Barrow to take a seat. And Twin City looking to score the game's opening goal on the power play. This is their first opportunity of the night. Thunderbirds with 16 goals on the man advantage this season. Looking for goal number 17 here. And they look to win possession of the puck following the faceoff, far side of the building. Here we go. Twin City on the power play. LaBelle near side to find Pastuca. Pastuca holding on to it. He'll stick handle, swing it past to Keeley. Bumps it in front of the net. What a play there. It just goes wide of a chance for him. Jan Salak. LaBelle steps up, aggressive, and then gave it up. And then look out. It's a shorthanded break. Pastuca getting back. They fire one, and Babbitt makes a save. All right, Thunderbirds will survive that shorthanded bid from the River Dragons. Found here by LaBelle behind the net. LaBelle goes across quickly with a pass, and he'll find Gus Ford, team leader in goal production. He's scored 14 times so far this year. Keeley in front of the net. Salak shoots it through a screen. A save made by Roy. Found the very top of the glass, did not hit the protective netting. And so this is going to allow the River Dragons to hold on to it and then move it down the ice slowly, which they do. We are halfway gone on the power play, 1 minute left. With now under 10 to play in the period. Here's Farmer. He'll find LaBelle near side. Out through center ice, steps on side, looks to wait for the zone to fill up. And then he'll swing a pass to Farmer. Back to LaBelle. Down low, Schnapp in front of the net. They go way high in the zone. Ford a slap shot, and through a screen, through traffic, it goes wide. Roy may have found a piece of that one. River Dragons looking to crash the near side corner and steal it. They do. The clear is unsuccessful. Good keep of the line. LaBelle tried to fire. He got knocked down to the ice. And Ford holds the line. LaBelle off on a change. Ford fires one. Save made by Roy. High in the zone, they'll find Farmer. They rip it around. Ford a slap shot. Turned away by Roy. 14 seconds left in the power play. Carter tries to settle a bouncing puck, and he does. He kicks it to himself. Here's Don Carter Jr. Boris Babbitt tapping the stick. As falling behind the goal there was Ford. Trying to center it off the backhand anyway. Schnapp looks to power one near side post. And after all of that, it's taken aside, and it's a penalty kill. That's successful for the River Dragons. Shots are now 10-5 in favor of the visitors. Here we go with Farmer in from center. Steps on side. Slap shot goes well wide of the net. And out towards center. Columbus looking for possession with Ryan Hunter. D-to-D pass from Carter over to Hanley. And onside, Keeley, a shot to a screen goes wide. Good offensive production here in the attacking area in terms of shots and the chances, but so far they can't find a goal. And there's a play in front of Boris Babbitt there as Kennedy trying to get it back for the good guys. Now we've got a play in from center. Here we go. Harwell looking for Kennedy. Falls down in front of the net. Harwell finds it, though. Could have a chance. And off the backhand, he looked to center the near side post. See if Kyle Moore can carry, then have it stripped away. And it's Galvin to find it. Here's Galvin. Thunderbird still trying to take it away. Far side, good pressure though with Salak jumping in. In front they go on one-timer that was just blasted wide of the net. Babbitt say whistle and he gets one. Boris Babbitt in some trouble there, and so he jumped on it quickly and got a stoppage. Still scoreless, 7:02 left to go in the first period. We'll be right back.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwyn's your home. We are proud to stand behind the wheel every single day to serve our friends in Carolina. We are Gwyn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
.7:02 left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. With no score on the board between these two rivals. It's the 5th meeting of the year. There'll be 6 in total in the regular season. And of course, that one's right back here tomorrow night. The 7:05 start tomorrow. Thunderbirds back home again for New Year's Eve coming up on Wednesday. 8:35, the time of the puck drop. Good face-off victory by Gus Ford as he jammed it into the far side corner. As we're back. Turnover, though, is off a giveaway. The River Dragons had a shot towards the goal. Babick had to make a save on it. Now they go opposite direction behind the goal line. They'll still cycle with it, looking for a play in front of the net. Here's Underwood, then near side, off the back of the goal, off the side of the net. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can take it away. Good heavy pressure to find it. Pastuca clears it, and this is not going to make the line. Should be a legal play, and it will be. So a good clear out there by the Thunderbirds, feeling some pressure. Shots are 10-5. And still looking for the game's opening goal. Jan Salak stands in front of the net as the Thunderbirds will intercept here at center ice. Good play there from Harwell to steal it. Now Demke looking for it along with Jan Salak. Back and forth we go through the neutral zone. And grab by Hanley. Here we go. Cade Hanley powers his way up the left wing. Steps on side. Back behind him. He finds Demke. His shot is blocked. And it's back to Demke in the corner. Then he's run over. And is taken back by Columbus. They'll have room to move from the defensive territory here.
Let's go, Dragons!
And the standings, the River Dragons, several points in front of the Thunderbirds, with a team directly in front of them. Thunderbirds in 4th, and they gained that positioning by sweeping PD last weekend. And got Columbus out towards center, head with Moore. Kyle Moore could. And now they will find a play with Boots. Slot goes wide of the goal. So it settles here in the near side corner. The River Dragons look to move it out. It's Moore to give the pass, and they'll fire one off the glass. Still onside towards the goal. That was kicked out well by Boris Babick. So he angled that one away to the far side corner. We'll see if Dion Demke can jump up and play this one. And it goes back to Joe Kennedy. Kennedy's first game of the season as he comes out of retirement to play for the squad tonight. And Kennedy holds on to it here, crosses in front of Babick, and then swings a pass near side to find Josh LaBelle. Into an open corner, far side of the building. Thunderbirds will work from there. Back behind the net, looking for the game's opening goal. Keeley gives the pass. Mullins fires, and his shot is blocked. 4.5 to play in the first period. Long shot. Down low it goes. Butita chasing after it. Nate Keeley as well. But it's found by Columbus. They'll clear here. Icing on the way, and icing is called. So 4:18 left to go in period number 1. It's the final media timeout of the first period. We'll take it. Following the icing, we'll be right back.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids.
Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Oh, yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
welcome back with 4:18 left to play. In period number one, the Pine Tree Tavern, first period. Offensive end face-off on the way following the final media timeout of our opening period. And it's Gus Ford, who's got 14 goals in the season, looking to win possession of the puck here. 5-on-5 we play. Each team is 0 for 1 on the man advantage tonight. Otherwise, it's been all even strength. 2 penalties called, though, here in the first period. River Dragons bring it onside. Alexander Jemayev up top. They go to Colton. Long shot. That's blocked, though. And we'll see the Thunderbirds can locate it from there and track it from territory behind the goal. Here's Mullins out to find Salak. Jan Salak plays it ahead. No one there in the white sweaters, though. And so goaltender Roy will be able to spin one off the end wall behind him. Birds battling for it. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. And back behind the goal line they go with it, as it was Pastuca who was upended across the rink. From the red line, Ford will look to track it down, played ahead, long shot. And Babic tried to move it away as he put the blocker on it, put it high in the air. Joe Kennedy took a penalty at 6:48, Tyler Barrow at 9:44. And that's all the penalties we've had so far. Here's Ford, try to curl around the defender. It was intercepted. Salak fighting for it. And then taken back by Thornton and the River Dragons. And from center, Brody Thornton waits. He's being swatted at by Hanley, and it is taken away. Here we go. See if they can get it up to Butita, but the pass is intercepted from Keeley. John Butita was open, back behind the defense. Here comes Schnapp, powers his way onside, lost the handle, got it back though. It's free in front, and Roy tried to cover and he couldn't. So the Thunderbirds have it here onside. They go across the zone, in on goal from Kennedy, and shut down. We play on with 2.5 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And the Thunderbirds now with 12 shots on goal. Out shooting the River Dragons 12-5. Keeley onside, tries to spin away from the attacker, sends it in front of Schnapp, tried to pull it free and then nearly put it home on the far side post. He's knocked down and he gets right back up. Thunderbirds try to steal it here again. They've done that a few times here in the first period. Here goes Galvin though, onside for Columbus. In front of the goal, no one there. They try a far side drive from Tyler Barrow. It was blocked by Babic. Here's Schnapp, he chops it ahead. And too many men is the signal from center ice. I think this will go against Columbus. Shots are 12-6 officially, and it will be an infraction. Too many men on the ice. That's a bench minor penalty for the River Dragons. They're going to get Kyle Moore, number 15, to serve this one. And so this will put the Thunderbirds on the power play here. Under 2 minutes to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Face-off victory by Ford on the man advantage. LaBelle zips it across near side. Pastuca loads up, head fake, gives the pass one more time. And he got it back again. Here's Pastuca. Down low, they go across from Keeley and then slammed in there from Gus Ford, but it was blocked. 95 seconds to play in the period. And the River Dragons will find it and they will clear it. And so down he goes. Down by the Thunderbirds here in the defensive end. Shots are 13-6. Favoring Twin City. LaBelle looking for Salak as Schnapp went flying, and they're going to call a penalty on the hit from Schnapp as he's slow moving. And interference, they'll call to Jacob Schnapp, but he's been called and is still struggling here over by the Thunderbirds bench. And so this is going to create a 4-on-4. And if Schnapp is unable to continue and serve it, they'll have to find someone to serve this penalty. Let's hope he can serve it, though. That would mean that he's all right. 4-on-4, 1:16 left on that sequence now, with 1:09 to play in the period. Defense's own face-off win for Ford. Down by LaBelle. LaBelle feeling some pressure, gives the pass to Salak and then eventually to Cade Hanley. Back to Jan Salak. 1 minute left to go in the first period. Here's Salak. Dances the near side corner, holding on to it. Pressure to him from Colton. Salak back up top. Hanley fake to drive, gave to LaBelle. Here's LaBelle waiting, dances around, fires and hit the post and stays out. That close to the game's opening goal. Cade Hanley, he'll try to find it here. It's down behind the goal line. Now the River Dragons with it with 36 seconds to play in the period. They'll cross onside. Long shot, save made by Boris Babig. He didn't cover it though. Looks into the catching mitt and continues. 23 seconds left. In period one, LaBelle finds it, looks to slide it out toward the neutral zone. Chance from Storjahan, in on goal, it's off the glass, and a big rebound off the end wall, found here by Gus Ford. So Ford will take it to the safety back behind the net. This should really do it for the first period. Only 5 seconds left, and that should take us to the break. Scoreless after one. All right, so scoreless after the first period. 6 seconds left on the 4-on-4. And there's 51 seconds left on the penalty to Jacob Schnapp. Thanks for tuning in. Shots are 13-7 after our opening frame tonight. It's a pretty good effort here behind enemy lines to start the game for the Thunderbirds. We hear from head coach Steve Harrison, and that's the goal as always, to get off to a good start. They haven't scored, but playing pretty well. We'll be right back following the intermission break. It's scoreless here in Columbus tonight.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
This is your second season as a Thunderbird.
Technically, yeah.
But your first season was all the way back in COVID. That was the first time we met.
Deep Heavy Roots was that COVID year.
Tell us a little bit about how you got here, where you went, how you ended up back here, what's going on now.
So I was in France, and then we ended up leaving early because of COVID. So I was trying to find a place to play for the remainder of like the next year. But because everything was shutting down, we didn't really have an option to go anywhere. So Danbury said that they were going to still play. So it's only like 45 minutes from where I live. So I ended up going up there, stayed there for like 2 weeks, paid $200 just to be told that they're saving this team for the next season. And everybody on the team was like, what? Like, what? We didn't know about this. And they're like, yeah. And then, so everybody was calling the 4 teams, which was us, Columbus,
Port,
and
Elmira.
Elmira was the last one. So there was like 25 guys trying to make 4 teams, which each had maybe 2 roster spots. And so, I don't know how I got Carolina's number, but I called Andre and I was like, hey, look, like, I would like to play this year. Never thought I would play in the Fed, but seeing as like all of these circumstances have happened, I'd like to try to play one more year, at least finish out the year, and then see what happens from there. And he was like, honestly, at first he was like, I don't really know. He's like, we kind of like where we're at right now. And I said, okay. And then I think later that day, he ends up calling me. He's like, we don't really have a spot for you, but you could stay on the couch for now if you want, but you're more than welcome to come down. I was like, sold. So I grabbed my stuff, went home, grabbed the bag, and I just sent it down here for 26 games that we played. Well, 22 games or something like that.
I think it might have been, it was either 20 to 22.
Yeah, it wasn't too many, but it was enough. And like,
well, it was like 4 games a week for like 7 weeks.
Yeah, all on the road. Traveled in like 2 months over 4,000 miles, I'm sure, or something like that.
It was ridiculous. It was a fun year, though.
No, we had a lot of fun.
Oh, I actually remember the scooters outside of Whiskey Dogs.
That was the first night I kind of think we all like connected. I think because we went from, what was it, Earl's?
I know
it was one of those bars down there.
I don't know exactly which one you guys started at, but I know I was at Second Green.
Yeah,
and we all converged there.
Me and Henry Berger, we got on the scooter together, and he was like Titanic while I'm like driving the scooter, and we were just screaming the whole entire time. It was funny. That was when Whiskey Dogs was Whiskey Dogs, and they had food still. That was a good time. The pretzel bites.
I fell off the curb and messed up my hand right in front, and then I got up and had to walk inside. I looked like an idiot.
But I mean, yeah, COVID year was a lot better than I thought it would be. Obviously, like, you only hear stories about the Fed, especially now. There's a lot of talk about how much better it's gotten, and even from when I was here to the last, 5 or so years, call it 6 almost, that I haven't been here. It's grown. The team's grown like 3 years in a row, going to championships is obviously something that this team should be proud of. But ultimately coming back, it was easy for me. I didn't really have a chance playing in the coast anymore, and so that's why I was like, I'd rather just play with some of my friends and have fun. And I enjoy it down here, so it's nice.
I did find it funny that you thought COVID was going to be your last year playing hockey, and then you went off to go play 3 years in the coast. Not a big deal, but
I guess I do say that every summer, but I mean, it's a lot. Like, and it's hard to change out of that routine. Like, you've been doing it since, I've been skating since I was 2, right? So it's like your whole life, and it's like you have to retire from one life and then start a whole new life as a civilian after that. And it's like, it's scary because you're used to doing something a certain way for X amount of years. Yeah. And now it's like, okay, well, now you got to change that.
I mean, look what I did. I still find a way to linger around.
I know, and you're still here, which is nice. I know all the guys enjoy you being around. Like, you have good stories, and you're a good guy. So we were just talking about you today in the locker room. So it was it was funny. You always have some sort of funny story, which is good. You need that,
This is the Coach Harry Show. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Kendall Grayson, Coach Harry, and Yuri Pastuka is our guest tonight, and we thank him for coming. Yuri, how's it been so far this season?
Pretty good. We had a little slow start, and now we're starting warming up, and coming together, and games are better and better. So
It's as we've talked many times about the slow start, and you know he's been here for how many? We won't 8 years now.
it's about that.
8 years.
8.
And they've always had pretty good starts, and so it's just something a little different this year. But as he said, things are starting to heat up, and we're starting to get things going the way we want to go. You know, if you look at it, we've won 5 out of the last 6, and it's hard sometimes to imagine because the one game we lost was in the middle there type thing. So, but you know, in December it's been a pretty good month so far, and the last week and a half is going to be a battle. Because we're going to have to make sure we're ready, and I can't wait to get her started.
Yeah, and so we'll get into these games coming up in the next few segments, but just real quickly, Coach, what'd you think about these 2 performances here on the weekend?
Well, you know, I thought Friday night was picture perfect. Yeah. You know what I mean? I thought we played well. I thought everybody on the team had a good game. Boris made saves when we needed them. As I said, I thought our defense played well. We held the line a lot and did a lot of good things that way, and then we scored. You know, we got goals when we needed them. So I just liked the whole game there Friday night, and as I said, and Saturday, for the most part, the first period might have been our best period of the year. I thought we came out smoking and took it to them, and but then I think when we got up 3-0 there, I think we figured, oh geez, this is going to be one of those. Cookie night, and we kind of relaxed and maybe relaxed too much, and they took it to us. But we rebounded again, and you know, we keep talking about getting points, and at this time in the season, and I said 20 games was a marker for us, and you know, now we won 5 out of 6 coming into the end of the month here. So I like what's going on. I like the atmosphere, and as I said, we just got to keep this thing rolling.
And talk about the games coming up, because you do have the series against Columbus, and then it's Blue Ridge and Binghamton exclusively for the next 4 or 5 weeks or so. But you'll have, you know, again, the Columbus team that you've already seen, and then you'll get really familiar with Binghamton, Blue Ridge again.
Yeah, well, that's the way the schedule goes, and you know, we have to put it. And both Blue Ridge right now is they're in a little bit of a funk, but every time we play them, it's always a battle. It doesn't matter. It's a little like playing Columbus. It doesn't matter if one team's hot or cold or whatever. It's going to be a battle. So then the next month here, and as I said, I believe that this league is a great league now, and so we've got to be ready. And if we don't keep our foot on the gas, then you know, we're going to be in trouble. So we got to keep our foot on the gas and go for it.
Coach, we'll go into Friday's game. You know, they're on the road, and you mentioned it was nearly picture perfect. I mean, that's just a good hockey game from your group and the way they played. And you got the offense you needed, you got the defense you needed. The goaltending was really good. You know, let's talk about that performance there, going back to Friday night, a place that you had won in a few weeks ago. Now you got 2 wins in that building.
Yeah, they got a great team. They're very explosive, and you know, we came out of the first period 0-0, but I just like the way we played. I think everybody contributed. We had some chances, but as you said, I felt really good at the end of the first period. You know, coming in. We did things the way we wanted to do it, and we always talk about our structure and we talk about our identity, and that's what I thought we played it right to a T. I mean, you like to have scored a goal, but you know, those things don't always happen. Sometimes, you know, you have to set those things up. So at the end of the first period, I was really happy with the way things were going.
And you know, I think it shows too. I mentioned the last time you were there. I think it shows, too, you can win in different types of hockey games, because the previous time we were there, the first game of the year that was there this season, that was a 5-4 final, kind of a wild one, high-scoring, back and forth. But you were able to put together a good first period, and then we'll talk about it. That led to a 2-goal second period.
Yeah, as I said, I like the way things are going right now. You know, we moved. We had a little bit of a shake-up with the lines. You know, Gus going with Pesty and Sally, and then, you know, Keeley moved up with Whitey and Kramer, and so and then Mr. Carter moved in with Boots and Schnapp, and then with Bloomer as our 10th forward. So we shook it up a little bit, but I like the way the flavor is right now. I like the way we're generating some chances. You know, I like the way this line here is playing together. They've had some real good chances, had some opportunities, and they've cashed in on them. And I like the Keeley line right now. So everyone's really working hard, and the other line there, I think they brought a lot of energy. So right now, I think things are going well for us, and we just got to keep it going.
So Gus gets the first goal there, even strength. All 3 of your goals are even strength in that game.
Gus scores, assisted by Kate Hanley and James Farmer. We'll talk about James Farmer on Saturday night. He gets a big goal there, but Whitey has 2 in that game, and his first one is towards the end of the second period. So at the end of the second period, you're leading by 2. Shots are 11-7 in that second period. You outshot them in the first period. You outshoot them in the game. There's the one in the third that Whitey gets on the board again from Gus and Sally. Overall, what'd you think? Because it looked like you guys put together, as you're saying, some good work, and then you're able to finish it off there 3-0.
Well, the one thing I think that we probably did on Friday night, we shot more than we normally do. Like in those situations, like Gus came down. I think it was Sally gave him the pass there, and he came down and took a great shot. And I think Whitey's shot was almost identical. The goalie. The goalie kind of cheated a little bit, and the way these guys shoot, Yuri and Whitey and Ford and those guys there, the way they shoot the puck, like you can't cheat. He tried to cheat a couple of times, thinking that something was going to happen, and we capitalized on it, and we kind of got the ball rolling for us.
Yuri, you've seen a lot of different teams in this league, and this PD group is new. I know Coach mentioned that they're a really good team. We've seen them so far this year. What's it been like to play against those guys so far this year?
I mean, because I'm getting older, they're being really faster. No, they've been really aggressive, especially on their PK. I don't think I ever played against a team who's attack you that aggressively, like 3 guys, almost 4 guys in a corner on a puck. So yeah, they're really fast, and skill-wise, they're skilled. So.
We talk about it. Again, we talk about our identity, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but like their identity is they live by the sword and they're going to die by the sword. Their motto is if we have to score 5, we have to score 5, and so that's what they try to do. And if they give up 4, then we'll try and score 5. And that's not the way we can play, but that's we learned that team there can score pretty fast. And so if we don't play a structured type of game, then we get in trouble with them. But as I said, Friday night we did everything right to a T, and as he said, when we did get a power play, like they're so aggressive that's what they're trying to do, and that's their identity. And sometimes that's a tough identity to have, because you're always kind of in the game, but then sometimes you're out of the game because you get scored on a lot too. So they give up some goals that they probably shouldn't, but as I said, they believe they can score enough, and that in my mind, that's a tough way to play sometimes.
We'll talk about Boris, and the weekend he put together, but specifically there Friday night, he gets his first shutout of the season. I think it was number 5 of his career. We've been talking about him every week and the goaltending and how good it's been. Obviously, he was a big reason that you won those games this weekend.
Well, he had to step up for us. We brought in Mr. Purdy and to be our backup right now, and so Boris Mr. Purdy hasn't played for a while, so. Boris had to take the reins, and I thought he did a great job. He was cool, calm, and collected. And the one thing I always look about goalies, it's not so much that they make the saves, it's how they make the saves. If they look comfortable, some guys, if they might make a save, but they look uncomfortable. And as a coach, you're kind of like get a little nervous about that. But he looked cool, calm, and collected. Very pro way to play. And as I said, I thought he did a good job on Friday, and then as I said, I thought he bounced back on Saturday.
Yeah. Before we move to Saturday's game, any last words you'd like to say about the good start to the weekend, getting off on the right foot, and picking up that win there on the road?
Well, we talked about probably many times this year where, as I said, if we could play 52 minutes, we'd be a great hockey team. But I thought we played 60 minutes that day. Like you could even tell on the bench, guys were like, and we never said that one word, but we knew that we had to finish it off, and we had to play the right way, and guys were talking. And I just liked, like from top to bottom, as I said, it was a great way to go on the road and play a strong game for 60 minutes. Everybody played well, and they deserve it, and I give the guys a lot of credit.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive, or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
And welcome back live inside the Columbus Civic Center. Kendall Grayson with you as always for Twin City Thunderbirds hockey, almost ready for the middle period, the Flow second period here on the broadcast. An exciting Pine Tree Tavern opening period of tonight's game, but still waiting for the game's first goal. And the Thunderbirds 6 seconds away from having an abbreviated Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill that will shortly follow the opening seconds of this middle period tonight. Jacob Schnapp in the box. Two teams have returned. They've switched into the building, and the Thunderbirds now attacking left to right for this second frame. It was a penalty taken by, or served by Kyle Moore. 2 minute on the ice at 18:06. Moore served the bench minor penalty, and that put the Thunderbirds on the power play. But then a penalty called to Jacob Schnapp at 18:51, and that has put the Thunderbirds in a 4-on-4 scenario. And they are 6 seconds away from going to the 5-on-4 disadvantage, but a pretty good opening period. Good start to the game, out shooting Columbus 13-7 here so far tonight. This will be Nate Keeley to get us going with the opening face-off of the Flow second period. They've got 20 minutes on the board, but I think they are looking for potentially a scoring change here on the scoreboard. So I think it still says, well, now they have number 0 in the box for Columbus. Of course, there is no number 0, and so maybe that's what the pause was for. Rising is Moore as he was serving that penalty. We're back, though, as the Flow second period is underway. Here's Butita in from center, swings it to LaBelle. LaBelle, a long shot, and a glove save made by Tyler Roy. And so as we reset things, there are 42 seconds left on the penalty to Jacob Schnapp, and 12 seconds, now 10 seconds just gone by in the period. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Binghamton leading Watertown on the road by 3 goals at 3-0. Indiana with a 1-goal advantage over Blue Ridge at 2-1. Athens with a 2-1 road lead over PD. 1-0 Monroe against Topeka. That game's out in Kansas. And Baton Rouge with a 2-0 lead on Biloxi. That's a home game for Biloxi. Well, they've given the Thunderbirds their 14th shot of the night, but still potentially having some clock problems as they're showing 42 seconds. We have it as 44. We'll adjust to go down to 42. They're showing 42 seconds on the penalty to number 6, Schnapp. And now Butita comes back across, and so obviously there's an issue here with the scoring. Now they're showing an official review on the board is what's showing here in the building. But the referee here below us just continues to look up at the scoreboard, so I think that's all they're reviewing is what's showing on this clock to our left. And they may be looking at the time of the penalty because I remind you that the penalty to Schnapp was at 18:51 as it was scored. And they have 42 seconds showing to his penalty. This will bring us to a stop. By the way, I mentioned this earlier when we did the out-of-town scoreboard report, but the Port Huron and Danbury game is showing as canceled. They had a weather issue there, and so it says canceled due to inclement weather. That's game number 155 of the league schedule, but it has been rescheduled already, and so that's going to be on Sunday. So it's not really canceled, it's just postponed. Clean up the scoreboard there if you're watching on the out-of-town scoreboard report. So, all right, we're back here with Columbus working on this power play as they'll move it to the near side. In front they go, taken away by the Thunderbirds, but not out. It's a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill, 15 seconds left on it. Long shot here through a screen and off of a deflection. It goes rising high of Boris Babick. He looks on, and now they're showing only 6 seconds left. Out he goes, and that's going to do it. We'll play 5-on-5 even strength hockey again. And then else the Twin City full strength. So we move on here in the Flow second period down the ice from the River Dragons. And just over 1 minute now gone by in this middle period. So it's back behind the goal, found by Kate Hanley in the defensive end. Hanley looks to work it out towards center. And John Salak dropped his stick there, run into. Hanley moves it back to Farmer. James Farmer, near side pass, trying to find Gus Ford, and he couldn't handle it there through center, so it jumped over the twig and then went ahead. Captured again, though, by the River Dragons. Farmer with a nice check to Texmo. That's Joel Texmo, wears number 95. Lucas Texmo wears number 6. And Farmer faked one way, then he left it, and then he will send the pass to Gus Ford. Ford's got room. Out of the head to Don Carter. Carter is crunched along the boards, and the Thunderbirds making changes across the ring. Taken back. It was briefly thought offside, but they said it was a good play. Thunderbirds got to it. Here's Ford, steps onside, shoots one. Save made by Roy. Tyler Roy denies Gus Ford of his 15th of the year. That should be shot 15 for Twin City. Grabbed by Dion Demke at center. Here comes Demke. Top of the near side circle, pauses, and he sends a pass to find Carter, but it was just out of the reach of him. And so back it goes for Columbus. We are scoreless here in the second period tonight. It's our first visit of 2 in the regular season to this facility. We'll be right back here tomorrow's 7:05 start time. Tomorrow's game, the final road game for the Thunderbirds in the 2025 calendar year. We'll have one more contest overall. Of course, that's coming up on New Year's Eve at 8:35 next week on Wednesday. Onside for Twin City, a chance. It's rolling free. LaBelle scores! Josh LaBelle opens a scoring as he finds a loose puck in front of the net. 17:06 left to go in the second period, and LaBelle lights the lamp. Well, the Thunderbirds had numbers onside, and it looked like not really a clean play there. Once they made the pass, they sort of had to find it as it was bouncing, and Josh LaBelle did. And when he got to it, that certainly surprised Tyler Roy, the goaltender. And that's a nice scoring play to open this game, open the scoring, although we're here in the second period for this team. And there's the announcement to LaBelle. And so LaBelle on the board. And the Thunderbirds on the board here at 1-0. Look out though, Columbus, they'll track back onside with it. Now all of a sudden looking to tie the game. But LaBelle's given the Thunderbirds the lead. They look to go for 4 consecutive wins for the first time this season here tonight. It's Farmer sending the pass back to Joe Kennedy. Kennedy back in the lineup, out of retirement. Game number 1 of the season for him. It's chopped ahead by Butita, then goes rolling back behind. So we'll get the details of the scoring play. It's LaBelle from Demke and Carter at 2:54 of the Flow second period. It's an even strength goal. Here's Butita looking for another one. Has Salak open in front, trying to feed the pass to him, and they'll block it. And so after that, Columbus finds it. Here they come. It's moved back the other direction. And so found here the defensive end. River Dragons will work it out towards center. 3-on-2, they'll step onside. Chance from the far side circle. And the Thunderbirds will find it here. Yuri Pastuka takes a look. Shot to the head. Nearly a 2-on-1 there with Salak at center. If that puck had gotten through, and that's what they were trying to do, would have created an odd man rush from the red line. Players slipping and sliding everywhere tonight. And out to center it goes. It's unusually warm here in the building. Of course, it was in the 70s here locally today. Down the rink. This will cross the icing line, but the puck appears to be a little bit sticky at times out there. And the River Dragons look to put it onside. They do. A chance. A drive. It's blocked, and Salak finds it. Couldn't handle it, though. And so down he goes, out towards center, and Gus Ford will find it. Forward over the logo. Got the pass to go to Carter. Long shot saved made by Roy. Gave up a rebound, however. And the River Dragons clear it. They'll have numbers. It's Blacksmith. Steps onside. A chance in front of the goal. Near side pass. They go back across, and they couldn't complete the play. And the Thunderbirds will survive. Still leading by 1. And here we go. James Farmer plays ahead as his teammates look to change out to the neutral zone. Farmer's crunch back behind the net. And flipped out towards the red line. It's back for Mullins. Mullins finds the defensive end, works along to Carter, and then chipped onside by Harwell. See if the Thunderbirds can hold the line. This goes past Moore, and then way down the ice, collected by Joe Kennedy. Kennedy's first game of the season. Defenseman wearing 22. It's onside for Harwell. Back down behind the line, then it's high in the air. They'll try to find it from there. 2-on-2 from center. Here come the River Dragons, looking to tie it up here in the second period. They'll step onside with it, looking to slide it near side. One-timer, slap shot rather, and the second try is forced wide. That was Wynn who wound up and let the slap shot go from the near side circle. Thunderbirds located. Here they go. Don Carter chips it ahead. Near side for Troy Harwell. Centers back, and they fire off the backhand. The play was there. And Tion Demke with the opportunity. It's Alex Jemayev. Shoots, save made. Boris Babic, he's got it. No further play. 13:35 left to go in the Flow second period. Josh LaBelle has given the Thunderbirds the lead at 2:54 of the period. It's 1-0. Media timeout. We'll be right back.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
$13:35 to play in the Flow second period. Shots on goal showing to us now as 16-9. But it's 1-0 on the scoreboard thanks to Josh LaBelle. The 1-0 for the time this year. We're back with the Thunderbirds looking to chase it down out towards center, and they find it. Here we go. Keeley steps on. No, they call this back. He had a chance with Hanley and Butita on the far side, but they call it back to the blue line. All right, so that'll give us a stoppage in play. We'll have a look at the out-of-town scoreboard report while we can. It's now 4-0 Binghamton over Watertown. Indiana leading Blue Ridge by a goal at 2-1. Athens at 3-1 over PD. That's a road game for the Rock Lobsters. Monroe beating Topeka 1-0 on the road. And Baton Rouge with a 2-0 lead on the road against Biloxi. Long shot in from center is dealt with. And they give the whistle to Tyler Roy. Roy, the counterpart, Boris Babic tonight, the goaltender for the Thunderbirds. Babic looking to win a game for the 7th time this season and improve on his .909 save percentage. He has a career save percentage of .917 in this league and looking for win number 41 tonight. River Dragons find it. Alex Dorjahan out towards center. And it's picked off and played ahead by Cade Hanley. Hanley uses a slap shot to put it onside, and it's Healy looking for a play to Schnapp, and then Butita in front of the goal, but it was picked off. The River Dragons onside. Galvin fires one well wide of the net. That went clanging off the glass, settled down, and we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find it. Brody Thornton has it. Butita aggressive, and a nice play there. He was able to force it out to the neutral zone, and that forced the River Dragons, of course, to reload out to center and then try to put it back on side. They do, but now the Thunderbirds have room to play it. Keeley feeling some pressure, and Keeley had it taken away. Far side corner now. Chance in front, look out, in on goal, and Babbick's got it. Boris Babbick with an aggressive save at the top of the goal mouth. And it remains a 1-goal lead for the Thunderbirds. Well, remember that one. Thinking back tonight, Babbick putting together a good effort here on the road, and I think that was his best work so far. Face-off victory, back behind the net, and it goes chopping to far side, found here by Mullins, Connor Mullins. In front, though, River Dragons took it back again. See the front of harm's way here in the defensive. Fight for possession from there. Out towards center. With the cross on side. Back and forth they go with it. Chance onside now for the River Dragons, and right back for the Thunderbirds to move it off the glass out towards center. Once again, back down the rink, down behind the goal line. It's down behind Babbick. Here's Farmer circling in the near side corner. He'll move it across. Chance for Mullins to clear it out. Uses a stretch pass up to find Salak. Here we go. Chance in front of the net. Jan Salak powers his way towards the net, and then he tried to fire, and he had his stick lifted, and he gets it again. Carries it out to the neutral zone, though. Patient from Jan Salak, but that chance goes away for the Thunderbirds. They look to go up by 2. Right now it's a 1-0 lead. Thanks to Josh LaBelle, who plays the puck here to Gus Ford. Ford steps onside, top of the far side circle, finds some space, try to lead a pass to Joe Kennedy, and it was picked off. There's a River Dragon slipping and falling down. I mentioned the conditions of the ice tonight do not appear to be ideal. I can tell you it's very warm here in this building. And it was over 70 degrees outside tonight, first day after Christmas. Here's Carter looking for it, then stripped away from him. And there's another blown tire in the far side corner. That took out the official. They'll try to both stand up and everything's okay. And you can see it from up here. There's a certain shine to the ice, and I think that was a concern pregame that might be a little slippery out there. We're seeing that low-scoring game, and it's not going to have the perfect play tonight that makes the difference. Right now, though, 1-goal lead. Here we go. Hanley fires across, and Farmer off the side of the goal with Butita there on the doorstep. John Butita finds it. Back to James Farmer. Now it's Cade Hanley, and his turn to play it again. Side of the circle. They'll look to move it around. Hanley chops it down low. And we cross over the halfway point in regulation time to get for you. The advance by Hanley goes Don Carter Jr. Twin City making changes across the rink. Out to center. It's Schnapp, and then pulled back into the defensive end from Mullins. Long pass to find Keeley. Keeley settles it. And now Schnapp, one-timer, goes screaming wide of the goal. Far side of circle. Grabbed from there. Carried out through center. River Dragons flip it ahead. There's another blown tire. And it's found here by Keeley. Keeley moves it across. Intercepted. There's a hit from Jacob Schnapp. And the linesman gets in the way of the River Dragon trying to make a line change, or at least trying to possess the puck. This will work out for the visitors as Butita slides it across. And looking for Schnapp. Schnapp finishes his hit. Now goes away from Keeley, one-on-one. Defending is LaBelle. Now the zone fills up as Storjahan pushes it ahead. Joe Kennedy goes behind the net to find it. Stripped away from him. And then the Thunderbirds look for it again at the neutral zone. 8 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in the Flow second period. Onside for Columbus. They throw it in front of the net. Chance here as it's chopped at by Twin City. They don't have it, though. River Dragons circling around. They look to power one towards the goal. They do. And this one falls down. See if the Thunderbirds can capture possession from there. In on Babbick, and he makes a nice save. Columbus holding on to it. 8:25 to play in the period. Rolling free, and it's found by Salak. Here comes Salak. Carries it for himself. Makes a nice move in front of the net. Looks to fire, and a save made there by Roy as he denies Jan Salak. That would have given the Thunderbirds a 2-goal lead. Media timeout with 8:14 left to play in the Flow second period. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be right back.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Did you know that not changing your engine oil can result in engine failure? Regular oil changes can extend the life of your engine and reduce the risk of engine failure. Schedule your next oil change on the Flow Garage app. The more you know with Flow.
Offensive zone face-off for Gus Ford in the attacking area with 8:14 left to play in the Flow second period. Jan Salak to his left, Don Carter to his right, James Farmer, Cade Hanley in the attacking zone for the Thunderbirds. It's a 1-0 lead thanks to Josh LaBelle to win this face-off as Carter got chopped down, and the River Dragons will get to it. Here they go, in from center, past the far side, and they look to center it back. It's behind the goal, looking for it, Ryan Hunter. They throw it in front of the net here, swatted away by Boris Babic. Don Carter looks up, out towards center ice. Back and forth it goes, found by Cade Hanley. Hanley will rip it across to find a pass along to Farmer, then ahead he'll find Salak. Off the backhand from Ford. And then back behind the goal line they go with it. This is in the attacking zone for the Thunderbirds. Goes away from Gus Ford. Found and played by Ryan Hunter again. Gave it to Mike Wynn. Here's Wynn. Steps on side. And a good save made by Boris Babic. So Babic makes a save. 7:27 now left to play in period number 2. It's Josh LaBelle with the goal from Dion Dempsey and Don Carter. 2:54 of the second period. Binghamton now leading Watertown 5-1. Blue Ridge and Indiana are tied at 2-2, and Athens leading PD 3-2. Defensive zone face-off win for Keeley. Goes back down behind the goal line, now to the near side. We'll see if Butita can play it. And found by Mullins, out towards center. Held onside, though, and a long shot from the River Dragons on the right point. Here's Schnapp. At center, taken away from him, and Keeley looked to find it, and Columbus has room to work here. From the defensive zone, out towards center. Back down the ice, off the glass, and to the near side, they'll find it in the defensive zone still. Butita steals, looks at center, he does, and finds Keeley. Long shot, they were looking for a tip. LaBelle and then Butita standing in front of the net. Goes wide, though. Back around near side boards. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can possess it from center. LaBelle puts it back on side, drops it off the back of the goal. On Tyler Roy, there's a hit from Jacob Schnapp. As he says hello to the River Dragons again. Over the blue line. Chance on side as Underwood let it go for Texmo. Far side corner here, Schnapp's got room to play it. He then takes a check, stays on his skates. Chance in front, goes wide of the goal off the glass. 6:13 left to go in the second period. 1-0 lead on the road for Twin City tonight. Right back here again tomorrow. Carter and Mullins converge, trying to take it aside, but it's zone time on the attack for Columbus. Look out, a chance, they score! The 13th shot of the night that goes in for the River Dragons to tie the game here in the Flow second period. I mentioned the zone time that was building for Columbus, and they are able to capitalize with the second goal of the game. Now each team with one. And we're right back where we started in a tie game. It's Alexander Jumea from Ben Pizzamenti at 14:04 of period number 2, the scoring play that has tied the game. Face off at center, moved ahead by the River Dragons, and it's Ford to find it. Here we go, Ford onside, curls in front, tried to get around the defender, and went. Stepped in front of him. Ford wanted to get to that one. Down the rink it goes, and now the Thunderbirds have to defend. They do that, they'll take it away with Farmer, then Kennedy nearly gave it away, and it's found here by Ford, right to the logo at center. It's Jan Salak, steps onside, far side circle, 5:23 left to go in the period. Thunderbirds steal it, and they'll have a chance with Salak. Continues to power his way towards the goal, and now Yuri Pastuka looking to take it back as the Thunderbirds unable to find it here behind the goal line. So Columbus with room, they'll move it out towards center. The advance was blocked by Butita, and then found by Josh LaBelle. Off the end of the stick there from Salak as he just went off on a change after he chipped it down the ice. Hanley stepped up, tried to steal. And back and forth we go. See if the Thunderbirds can steal it again. There's Hanley, same play. Jumped up, took it away. And then threw it ahead. Ryan Galvin looks to find it here behind the line. It's moved away from it. So they look to move it through the pressure. Keeley goes down low to find it. Here's Nate Keeley. Circling, finds Schnapp, loads up, shoots one off the glass. And back behind the goal it goes. Near side boards, just along the half wall. River Dragons find it. High flip through the neutral zone. And found in the defensive end here. It's Hanley, moves along to Butita. Butita steps onside with it, chips in front of the net, looking for a play up to Keeley. Jacob Schnapp hit 2 players in one try there. Down low they go, and Keeley couldn't handle it. Off the back of the net. And taken aside by the River Dragons. They've got room again. And out to center he goes. Tyler Barrow. Barrow's got room up the left wing. They step onside. Storjahan in front. They go shut down by Babic. Rebounds there. High in the air, and it falls back down beneath the goal line. 3:43 left to play in the Flow second period. Tie game 1-1. Twin City looks to strip it away. Well, center though. The River Dragons looking for it. Kicked out by Babic again. Pressure to the back of Farmer as Farmer tried to move it outside the zone. Demke, and it went away from him. Possessed now by Brody Thornton. 3:15 to play in the period. Thunderbirds tried to find that one at center. Right over the logo, though. The River Dragons have it again. It's Alex Jumea, the goal scorer. Drops it back behind him. And they'll look to move it up the rink. Ben Pizzamenti, who assisted on the goal. Now it's a turnover. Here we go. Harwell towards the goal. And taken away from him defensively. As Troy Harwell tried to power his way towards the net. Here comes Farmer down the wall, looking to chop it ahead. Thunderbirds aggressive here in the near side corner. Could pay off. In front it goes with a chance from Don Carter Jr. Farmer across the zone. And chipped down low as Joe Kennedy was calling for it. He got it. Threw it into an open corner. And then in the stick, takes it away out of the reach of Kennedy. 2.5 to play in the period. Tie game at 1. Here's Farmer up the near side boards. Looks to play it ahead. It's Blacksmith off the post. And it remains a tie game at 1. Gillette and Blacksmith had the opportunity there. A couple of players got tied up at center, and they're going to call Gus Ford. And so Ford will take the penalty. River Dragons hold on to it here in the defensive end. And they'll start to break it down the ice. The netminder Roy is gone. And Kennedy will see it in the near side corner, and that will do it for this sequence. And we are due for the media timeout, so we'll step aside. When we come back, though, the Thunderbirds to the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kills. The final media timeout of the second period.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
.151 left to go in the Flow second period. Gus Ford in the box. And the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill back over the boards. And it's a 5-on-4 power play for the River Dragons as they look to take the lead here on home ice. They have a 7-6 shots on goal advantage here in this second period. Thunderbirds 13-7 in the first period, so it's 19-14 overall right now. Keeley looks to win the face-off, goes away from him. Underwood sends the pass across, far side circle. They'll go down low with it. And now they center it high in the zone, though, from the point. So Thunderbirds keep them to the outside for now. Underwood bumps it to the near side. Here's Barrow with a pass, goes across. Shot! And it goes wide through traffic. That was a heater of a drive from Ryan Hunter, but it just missed. Barrow sends it across. They look to do it again, and Hanley will jump in and bump it out to the neutral zone. Room there to clear for Hanley. Schnapp on a one-man swap as it's Jan Solak to replace him. Stolen away here at the blue line. Thunderbirds find it. Jan Solak's fresh off the bench, and he pushes it off the backhand and looks to apply some pressure down the rink. And this allows the other three players out there to get their line change. It's now Butita, Farmer, and Kennedy. Onside a chance, though, here on the power play with under 1 to play in the second period. And swatted away there by Butita. We'll see if he can find it in a one-on-one battle. Butita reaches it, looks to slam it in, and he's run into there with a goaltender. We play on. And now it's going to be an odd man rush up the rink for the River Dragons. Swatted away, though, at the blue line. Butita was slow to rise. Now he's out there moving around. 35 left to go here in the period. Onside a chance for Galvin. Loads up, can't fire. Now Barrow, they stretch it across here on the power play. The shot, and they score. So the penalty called to Ford proves to be costly, and now John Butita has picked up a penalty from frustration boiling over. Ford at 18:09, tripping minor. That's the goal that the River Dragons will score on. And we see what type of penalty Butita's been called with. He's picked up something. It's not showing on the board, maybe a 10-minute. That's the 15th shot that goes in for the River Dragons. They scored their first goal on their 13th shot and their second goal on their 15th shot. So now the Thunderbirds, who are down a couple of bodies tonight, down by a goal here in the middle period. And we'll see if they can fight their way back to tie the hockey game. It's a 2-minute penalty showing to Butita. They just put that one up. And so the Thunderbirds will head right back to the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Nice work here by the in-house staff. We get a nice look on the Thunderbirds bench, showing head coach Steve Harrison. And you see his arms are crossed. Not thrilled, I'm sure. And just a few more seconds left here in the period, and now they go over to give him the explanation on the penalty picked up by Butita. It's unsportsmanlike conduct, officially in 1937 in the Flow second period. So the Thunderbirds have surrendered back-to-back scoring plays, and now they'll look to get this one killed off. Time will spill over to the Culver's third period. That's their hope anyway. They don't want Columbus to strike here before the period ends again. All right, so after that goal, River Dragons take the lead. It's 2-1, and a good face-off victory at center by Keeley. Goes back into the defensive end, found by Hanley. And Hanley clears it all the way down the rink. Just 12 seconds left. It's back behind the net. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can apply some pressure. River Dragons have room to work. Well, they won't have time to move it any further. And so that's how the period will end. And there will be power play time entering the Culver's third period for the River Dragons. 97 seconds officially left on the penalty now to Butita, as this takes us into our second intermission break. Well, the Thunderbirds on the board here in this middle period, the Flow second period. Josh LaBelle scoring at 2:54. But back-to-back scoring plays in the final 6 minutes. One from Alex Jameff, one from Orion Galvin. And it's the River Dragons who have taken a one-goal lead at 2-1. Second intermission break on the way. Thanks as always for tuning in. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find a comeback here in the Culver's third period.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today. When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
I hope it was all good.
No, they are. They usually are all good. At least funny.
Any good ones?
Well, I was telling you before about when we were in Columbus during COVID, and you'd have to have Boots come on and tell the story because he tells it better than me. But was it Berger that threw an apple at Boots?
I think so. It might have been Jay Kenny as well.
Jay Kenny. I know Jay Kenny was involved with that, but I remember you said, if you do it again, I'm going to lose my mind or something like that. And Jay Kenny is just egging him on. He's like, just do it. So he does it again and you snap. And the next thing you know, you just see your foot get stuck in a trash can and you can't get it out. And that's making you even more pissed off. And I thought that was one of my funniest Joe moments I've seen.
Well, Quinn he had a concussion the night before and he's on the medical table behind the trash can. So I'm afraid if I yank my foot out, it's gonna cut him
right into
It's gonna cut him. And I was like, oh God. But I remember Tommy Seacoast came back and he goes, Joe, I was fired up after that.
Yeah, I think we all were like, we all thought it was hilarious, but I think we all were so fired up after it because something about you getting that pissed off was like, all right, like let's give it. Like let's have a good night. And I don't know if we end up winning, but
I like to think that we did.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and think
that
we did for sure. So yeah, that was probably my all-time Joe Cangelosi story that I remember. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of others that if I really dug deep, I could remember, but the brain is slowly deteriorating after many concussions. So
no, you've had that many concussions?
I've had a couple when I was younger, playing juniors. I got one real bad, where I was in the dark for like 4 days.
Oh.
Yeah. So like when you're in the coast, you can only wear Warrior helmets, like anything Warrior. You can't wear anything else unless you're in a two-way contract with the AHL and they're CCM everything. So you have to get basically a doctor's note that says, hey, this person's had too many concussions. They want to use this helmet, which is part of the problem now that they're facing with their CBA and all of the other stuff that comes with the PHPA. A lot of players feel so that things are unsafe there. They're not properly taken care of, and so on. So now they're seeing all of these things kind of come back into their, what is it called? Their players union. So now they're potentially maybe not playing games.
I think I saw that article. Yeah, maybe Fridays when they're gonna stop for a bit.
And I was on. I had the opportunity to be like a second in charge for that. They usually have 2 players per team. When I was in Iowa, so my buddy had it, and he asked me if I wanted to represent as well, and I said, yeah, sure, of course. Like anything to help players grow, the league grow, and make sure that they earn their money as well. And when I was there, it was okay, but you could see that there were cracks in some spots. So I thought maybe by the time, last year that it would be fixed, because that was their window that they had, was like the last 2 years. They were still trying to fix it, and then they got a new head rep for the PHPA president. And now I guess they're still in negotiations, which is not ideal situation right now. So
it's an interesting dynamic that a lot of people don't understand that's involved
at hockey
at this level and stuff like that. It's not just go out there and play. There's so much more that goes into it.
Right. Like we do like when I was in the coast, we would do so much. Like I started it sucks because I was starting a sweater drive when I was in Swamp Greenville with the Swamp Rabbits. And I ended up getting traded, and it's like I started this whole entire thing for this group, and then I tried to go back and text and see how it went, because I'd started it and I didn't hear from anybody after. And it's like some things up there, it's like very technical, and even from team to team to team to league, or from player to team, there's just a lot that goes on. You think that you're being told one thing, and then in reality it's actually something else happening. Like I've never been disrespected more in my life than when I was in Greenville, because I had to find out from another player that I was being put on the IR, when you're supposed to sign paperwork before you go on the IR saying that you're injured. And so I had called the coach the next morning after I found out, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, how can you?
I want to stop losing sleep over this. I want to know that surgery is the right decision. I want to protect what I've built. I want a plan designed just for me. I want to know that I'm in excellent hands. I want the latest and greatest. I want to continue to grow, no matter what life throws my way.
For the best surgical care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from like this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
We have a few questions to get to. Coach, we'll start out with this question. Will we lose any players due to the ECHL strike, or do you expect to get any players from the ECHL strike? I know that's a big topic that's going on right now.
I think if I knew the answer, I would tell you. I don't even. It's kind of ironic. I talked to 2 coaches in the coast today, and I don't think anybody knows what's going on. I know the Southern Pro League is up in arms. I know people in our league are. I don't say want to panic, because a lot of the things, there's a lot of variables. And I don't want to bore everybody with, but we're talking about insurance, we're talking about logistics, about getting people at certain places. Like it's a very, very complicated. I spent about 40 minutes on the phone last night talking to one coach, and basically he went over all the scenarios that could happen, and what's the cost, and I think everyone's just hoping that better heads prevail, and on the day after Christmas that there is no strike, and nobody has to really deal with it, because I think the ramifications. I know the one team in the out west in the East Coast League, they had to change a game, and it was going to cost $40,000. And just from a logistic standpoint, I know one team is going to fly on Friday, and they got 30. I think they got 28 tickets that they're going to lose because you can't refund a group fund or something like that. So there's a lot of variables in there. As far as losing players, obviously immigration and those things. So a lot of our Canadians probably couldn't go, and then even the Americans. And so it's just, as I said, with insurance and with different things like that. As I said, it's a crazy time. As I said, I don't even know if the East Coast Hockey League, the representatives, if they actually even know what's going to happen or how it's going to play out, because there's a lot of money involved. You cancel a season, you lose 2 weeks. Some teams play, they play during the week, so sometimes they'll play like 4 times in a week, and so you lose 2 weeks or 3 weeks, like you can't make those games up, and so you're talking about people who work in the front office. You're talking about a lot of things. So as I said, the one coach said today, just hopefully Santa Claus comes down with a solution and takes care of it. So I just think it'd be bad for hockey and bad for the coast.
No, that's a really good question, because I know that's, again, been a really hot topic, and obviously you speaking with people, that's something that's on the front of a lot of people's minds here in the minor hockey world. Yuri, this next question is for you. Just says, tell us about your experience in Winston-Salem. Do you have any other hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not playing, and how's it been, playing in Winston-Salem over the years?
I mean, so I built my kind of life here. I got married and got 2 dogs, and
you've settled in, haven't you?
I settled in. I settled in. My hobbies, I love, be active. I love play golf, tennis, go for walks with my dogs and stuff. But now with coaching with Jan, we're being so busy with the kids that we have not much time for our personal life.
I think he sneaks out more for golf, because I played with him before. He can hit the golf ball, so I think he talks. I think he gets out there more often than he lets on. But because he can play. He's a good golf player too. So
some guys got out there today.
But that's a guys like him and Hansi and Boots has stayed here, and Koplinger's been here. Joe Kennedy stayed here. I could go down the list. Whipper Watson. I'm going back to Meyer. Guys that have played here and stayed here. It's a great place to live, and they love it here. So you go around the league, different places, and this is probably one of the places I've been where more players have stayed here after their careers are over, or embedded into the community. And as I said, it's a tribute to the people who are here and to them. And as I said, they do a great job for us.
Yuri, this next question says, of all the new guys on the team, who have you bonded with the most this season?
I'd say all of them. Like all of them are beauties, I'd say. So,
That's good. That's good.
I'd say Mikey, he stole my Minion socks, so that's...
Okay.
I think Mikey is he's a talkator, eh? He'll talk a little bit.
Yeah, here and there.
A little bit.
Biggest talker is Johnny Batista, but...
Nobody can talk. When he's in that corner, he's getting out-talked.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so...
The final question we have for you tonight is, do you have a favorite game or a favorite goal that you scored throughout your career? Does one game or one goal stick out to you?
Probably the double OT winner in the finals against Elmira back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
I thought it'd been maybe 2017, the last game in Danville. That wasn't your favorite game?
Well, I scored, but we lost.
Oh, okay. We knew we were going to bring it up sometime, right?
Oh, yeah.
I had to give you a little needle just every once in a while. That's Christmas. A little poke. That's okay.
Coach, before we go, and I know this might pain you a little bit, or maybe not, but just while we have him here, just talk about what Yuri means to this again, to this group, the groups you've had in the past, and what type of player and person he is.
Well, we talk about him and Sally and the contribution that they bring, and he's a complete hockey player, and I might have to open the door a little wider to get his head through here. But he's a complete hockey player. He's like that. What someone called a Swiss Army knife. He can play forward. He can play defense. He plays left wing, right wing. I've even had him at center a little bit. I know that might not be your favorite position, but he's played there too. So he kind of does everything and does everything well. Like he runs our power play, up at the top, or he could be down low. He just does a lot of things, and it's a great contribution. And the one thing that we always talk about is your hockey IQ. And I have some guys that are very high hockey IQ, and it's not something that you just, it just doesn't happen. You got to have it, and you got to grow with it. And I'll give him a compliment here. He has a high hockey IQ, and not a lot of players. I've had good players before, but they don't have that IQ as much. They're just good players, but he's kind of a combination of both. He's a very good player. A great player actually, but he's got a very high IQ. Him and I can sit and talk about something, and we both see the game the way I like to see it. And as I said, so it's a pleasure to sit and talk to him sometimes about different situations or whatever, because he sees that game, and that's, as I said, that's a compliment to him. He has that, and he uses it to his advantage. So, and then obviously him being here, we talk about the big family, and he's part of that family where he's in the community. We just mentioned that during the question there. Like that's huge here. That's why maybe this year we're a little down, but for the most part, there's always been great crowds here. And that's a compliment to the guys who have stayed here for 8 years or 9 years. You got Boots, with Sally, but then Boots now, and then I think Ford, he's been here 5 years with Snoppy, and all those, and I think Boris is going on his 4th year. So those are the guys. But as I said, he's been here a long time, and just a great person. And as I said, he wears the shield on his chest with pride, and it's a great. I'm very lucky to be able to coach him and have him here with us.
Coach, let's get to the games here against Columbus. This is we did the weekend preview, you and I, that'll run on the broadcast, and rivalry games and important games. And you talked about it earlier. Teams that's around you in the standings, you need to win this time of year. It's our only trip down there in the regular season, only planned trip, but you never know, could see each other later in the year. So talk about the River Dragons here coming up for the weekend.
Well, they Friday night they let one slip against Athens. They were up 3-0, so they're playing well. They let it slip a little like us on Saturday, but we held our game. And then on Saturday, they beat them. I think it was they scored a couple on the empty net there, but they're playing well. And so again, every time we go down there, I always like going to Columbus. They're as I said to you today when we had our talk there, they're always great games, very entertaining. And if you can't go to a game and watch that game there, even when they come to our barn. It's really great entertainment, great hockey, and I expect nothing less this weekend here. And we're going to have to come out and play well and play the way we can. And the one thing that these guys, they've made the mistake, they've raised the bar for me.
Gwin Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwin Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwin Services. One call does it all.
And welcome back live inside the Columbus Civic Center. Kendall Grayson with you as always for Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. The Thunderbirds down by 1 after 2. Nearly ready to go for the Culver's third period. The Thunderbirds will begin the third period, however, on a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. John Boutita on sportsmanlike conduct at 19:37. That penalty is still on the board. We'll have a look at the out-of-town scoreboard report. Here's what we have for you from around the FPHL tonight. It's a tie game 3-3 with Blue Ridge in Indiana. Also a 3-3 tie for Athens and PD. That's a home game in Florence for the Ice Cats. A 3-goal game with Binghamton leading Watertown at 5-2 in the third period. Monroe leading Topeka by 2 on the road, and Biloxi not on the scoreboard, down by 2 against Baton Rouge for the second period of that one. The other game tonight was Port Huron at Danbury. That game has been postponed until Sunday due to inclement weather. I understand that Port Huron was there, and each team was actually ready to play at about 5 o'clock or so tonight, but the weather turned so nasty that they've got an emergency there in Danbury, and that's what caused the postponement of the game tonight. And so we hope everyone there is all right, but they've got some heavy snow coming down, and so unable to play that game this evening. Tomorrow's game is still on, though, in that series, and they'll attempt to make it up on Sunday. All right, so the two teams are back here with the Thunderbirds attacking right to left in the final frame of regulation time. Boris Babick to my right, Tyler Roy to my left. And nearly ready, here we go. It's the final frame of regulation, the Culver's third period, and the Thunderbirds begin it on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. And already a player takes a spill at center ice. It's the River Dragons moving it out left to right. They'll cross onside here on the power play. It was a late power play goal that gave them the lead towards the end of the flow second period. Good clear here all the way down the rink, and in on goal, Tyler Roy makes a save as the Thunderbirds got it out of the defensive end. Back in behind the line here for Babick. He turns, and he'll flip a forehand play off the goal stick to the near side. Held onside, though, by the River Dragons, and they look to go up by 2. Good stick there from Hanley. Nearly was able to take it aside. Columbus with it. Colton, he loads up near side, doesn't fire. Josh Colton got it right back, and then gave it away, and it goes by Keeley, and then it was slapped out by Jacob Schnapp. So it's out to center. There's a hit from Farmer. And back and forth they go as they fire it ahead. Half a minute remaining on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill here early on in the Culver's third period. These two teams are back here tomorrow. Then it's the final game of the 2025 calendar coming up on Wednesday on home ice. Thunderbirds and Bobcats, New Year's Eve, 8:35, the time of the puck drop. Lifted in from the neutral zone. Actually, that was back in the Thunderbirds' defensive territory. And over the logo at center, here come the River Dragons again. Storjahan gives the pass across. The shot is blocked. And they announce the successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Shot him on goal here, and Boris Babick makes a nice save. Aggressive save from him as we play on here in the Culver's third period. It's Boutita trying to search for it. He'll find in the corner. Goes back behind the net. And River Dragons, the player shaken up. They continue. Here's Salak. Looking to tie the game again for the Thunderbirds. Long shot tipped right in on goal, and Roy looks to cover it. He does. And so a stoppage with 17:50 left to play in our Culver's third period tonight. Hey, Thunderbirds fans, got a sweet tooth? Well, Culver's fresh frozen custard is rich, creamy, and made in small batches all day, every day. Swing by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem and check out today's flavor. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Left circle face-off for Nate Keeley. As Boutita standing back behind him. Down he goes, wins it to him across. A shot from the far side there. And from Mullins goes wide of the net. And so it's picked up by the River Dragons. Now 20 shots on goal for the Thunderbirds. Down behind the net. Swatted out again by Connor Mullins in the defensive end. And taken away, here's Nate Keeley. Keeley up the left wing with it. He stops. They try to swing a pass as Mullins goes down. And is taken back behind the net. So they look to work from there. Over the red line, River Dragons will move it onside. Long shot dealt with by Babick. And then a problem brewing afterwards with Jacob Schnapp involved behind the goal. And they're going to, the official is pointing back towards the bench, I think. So I don't think he's going to call a penalty. Faceoff comes outside the zone after all of that. The faceoff comes outside. River Dragons will power the puck onside. And the Thunderbirds will find it here with the goal scorer, LaBelle. LaBelle has Twin City's only goal to this point as he stepped up and taken aside by Columbus. Down low, a chance and on goal. Good save with a mask there of Boris Babick. And he turned away Ryan Hunter. Check back behind the goal line as they'll battle for it. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can find it here. Held onside, though, by the River Dragons. More long shot, glove save, Boris Babick. 16:38 left to play in the Culver's third period. Shots are now 19-20, still favoring the Thunderbirds. 5-on-5 face-off here in the defensive end. Gus Ford will take it. Down it goes, and we are back. Moved it immediately to Joe Kennedy. Onside, chance for Salak, up high, long shot, and Tyler Roy makes a nice save from there. That's the 21st shot of the game for the Thunderbirds. Still down by a goal here. It's 2-1. This weekend series will determine the overall season series. Each team has won 2 of the first 4 games contested. We're in the 5th game now, and the final game of the series in the season will be tomorrow, right here. Thunderbirds go looking for it. Found by Colton. Swings a pass quickly across, and the River Dragons look to move it out. Joetten Blacksmith nearly gave it away to Jan Salak, and in fact, Salak did have it briefly. But it's pulled away here by Twin City into the defensive end. Now it's Farmer, James Farmer. Out towards center. Pastuga didn't see the pass, didn't see it headed towards it. And so they look to regroup from there. Pastuga swats at it, and high in the air it went. Back down, though. They tried to lead a pass to Gus Ford. And he had to back up. It was going to be a delayed offside. Couldn't get it to him. Now he's got it. Here we go. Could have numbers. Ford steps onside, waits to fire. Now he does. Save made by Roy. He held his ground there on the far side post. 15.5 to play in the period. And also in regulation time as we're in the Culver's third period here. Chance down low for the River Dragons. One-timer shut down by Boris Babick. Still onside though for Columbus. Good save made by Babick. Alex Dorjahan. He'll hold on to it. That was the 20th shot of the game for the River Dragons. Now 22-20 shots on net. Top of the near side circle. Galvin goes in front looking for a tip, and they got it, but it goes to the far side corner where Farmer looks to work it free. John Salak jumps in, trying to help him out, but it goes to Gus Ford. Ford has room here, and he steps in front of the net, swings along to Connor Mullins. Caught the pass, and then he got knocked down. It's Salak onside with it, and left it back behind him. Tries to get it again from Brody Thornton. Butita nearly stole it away. Keeley off the backhand. Jan Salak now off a deflection in front of the goal. And here in the near side corner, the River Dragons will play from there, but it's tipped right out in front and covered up. No, they let it go to the far side post. That was a chance in front for Keeley off the deflection from LaBelle, I think it hit a stick on the way there, and then Keeley had a play on it. It was just jumping in front of the goal. Thunderbirds try to find the tying goal. Here comes Columbus, though, back onside. And no, they call it back at the line. And that surprises the fans here in the building. And that should send us to the timeout. 14-10 left to go in our Culver's third period. And the Thunderbirds still down by a goal. We'll be right back.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Welcome back inside the Columbus Civic Center for the third period with 14-10 left in it. Hungry fans, well, nothing beats a Culver's Butterburger. Fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection and served on a lightly buttered toasted bun. Stop by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem today. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Face off outside of the defending territory for Twin City. And down he goes, just away and out of the reach of Dion Demke. Now Hanley looking for it. Don Carter found it from Josh LaBelle. Over the red line, heavy check there behind the play. Goes over the icing line and played here by the River Dragons into defensive territory. Ben Pesamenti. Stick handles in the corner. Don Carter trying to move it away from him. Over the red line, now it's LaBelle. Handles it, flips it ahead. And over the red line, let's see if the Thunderbirds can track it down. Found by Underwood, swings the pass across. And there's a heavy hit to Hanley. Stays on his skates, though, as the white sweaters look to converge to it. Back behind the net. All the way around, River Dragons have it in the attacking area with nearly 7 minutes gone by in the Culver's third period. It's played ahead by Troy Harwell. And there's Demke, he was run into, didn't have the puck. Coach Harrison calling for a penalty on that play, and he's not given one. Long shot in on Babic, he's got it. That was a quick snap to the far side post, and Babic able to track it. The fans were reacting to a heavy hit, but then Demke got knocked over and didn't have possession, and Gus Ford saying something to the official, and now Dion Demke comes over, does the same thing. And we see that conversation there on the screen. But it remains a one-goal deficit here for the Thunderbirds behind enemy lines tonight. Shots are even at 22. High in the air off the netting, and so that brings us to another stoppage. Just a few seconds gone by. No, they're letting the clock go. They need to stop it. Now they realize that. And about 10 seconds, I think, went away from it, but we'll go with what it says for now. Thunderbirds may want here. Not sure who realized in the building that ran off. Now the official is glancing up there. And let's see if they put some time back. Still 12:49. They're going to hold it. That's the signal from the scoreboard. So the scorer's table for the scoreboard. So they'll hold the clock for a bit. As we're back. River Dragons, long shot through traffic, and Boris Babic. So down the rink it goes as we'll try to get the clock synced back up here. Behind now towards the near side, down the attacking zone. Jan Salak looking for possession, far side corner, goes back away though. And Columbus has room to work here from the side of the net. So from back behind the goal they go. 12:15 remaining in the Culver's third period. It's out to the red line. And now Thunderbirds swatting at it. A couple of players went down the ice. Hunter, and then he gives it away. Here's Connor Mullins to take it. Mullins retreats back behind the safety of the goal. Mullins standing there, waiting for changes to happen. LaBelle threw a glove in the air to tell him to stay there for now. And now he's ready to go. And he swings the pass to LaBelle. He had to stop and reach back, catch it on the backhand. Now Keeley's charging ahead after it here in the attacking zone. 11:39 to play in the third period. Back to center though. And lifted onside. The official had to make a move to get out of the way of that one. Jacob Schnapp, he stopped hard and looks to get it back here. Swatting it around, swatting to try to take possession. Now it's Butita. Here we go, onside for the captain. Butita back to Schnapp. Looks to return it to him. And he threw it off the backhand. No one ready for it though. And the River Dragons scoop it up. They'll go across the ice. Long shot and a save made by Babbitt. And now maybe some words being had in front of him. But everyone will be pulled away from now. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Binghamton with a 5 Indiana in the third period. 2-1 lead over Topeka. And Monroe a 2-0 lead. 2-0 with Baton Rouge over Biloxi. Defensive zone face-off. River Dragons now out shooting the Thunderbirds at 23-22. Twin City gets to this one though with Farmer. Collided with his teammate Hanley. Then Hanley's got room to work with it. Butita pushes it along eventually to Keeley. Here comes Nate Keeley cutting up the left wing. Tried to jump out in front and fire one. A heavy hit from Nate Keeley. And Schnapp finds it. Butita fires one wide. The one-timing bit in front of the goal just missed. That would have tied the game. Twin City, a long shot there from Farmer. It's blocked. And Columbus will find it. 10.5 to go. Hanley goes down in front of the bench. Columbus onside, looking to drop it in front of the goal. They drop it back behind the goal. They center, and the play's not there, but they'll pick it up and fire off the glass. Twin City looks to track it down here with just over 15 seconds left to go until we hit the halfway point in our Culver's third period tonight. There's Farmer to squeeze one along the wall to Butita. Butita skates it quickly up the left wing. They swing a pass across. Down here by Harwell. Troy Harwell, nice fancy move there with the footwork. And Demke got him in stride. He was trying to skate towards the goal. His advance was blocked. Now they center, looking for something good to happen, and a friendly bounce in front of the goal. They didn't get it that time, and the River Dragons will find it and look to move it onside from the neutral zone. Found by Joe Kennedy. Here's Kennedy, skating over the red line. Up the left, he goes to Harwell. He's stopped, run into, and across will try to find Carter with it. Carter spins away, far side corner now. Here's Don Carter Jr., and they miss the pass. Slid it back behind him to Troy Harwell. And goes back down the rink here in the defensive territory of the Thunderbirds. Beyond Demke, he stopped. Twin City making changes. 9:05 left to go in the third. And the Thunderbirds still down by a goal at 2-1. Josh LaBelle, who carries it now, he's got the only goal for Twin City. Thunderbirds steal it. It's Ford. And then he threw it, knocking over Lucas Taxmo, and gets it again. Back behind the net. They'll look to find it. Wrap chance there on the doorstep from Ford. Shut down, and we play on. It's found by Columbus, and they'll move it down the rink. Due for a media timeout coming up. They'll open up the play, though. Galvin through a screen. His shot was blocked. Found along the near side boards. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can find it here. Yuri Pastuka turns. Slides it across the top of the near side circle. They get it out to Gus Ford. Ford's bumped. And it's chopped out along the center ice logo found by James Farmer. Farmer cuts away. Now he starts across the rink the other side. Farmer's onside here with it now. Shooting one, save made, high in the air, rebound there. Back behind the net, Ford. Centers in front of the goal, looking for something good there with Pastuca. And it was stolen away along the hash marks. 7:45 left to play in the Culver's third period. Onside for Columbus. Backhand drive is gloved up by Boris Babick. 7:39 left to go in the Culver's third period. We'll step aside and be right back for a media timeout.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
.39 to play in the Culver's third period. Defensive end face-off coming up. 5-on-5 we play, with the Thunderbirds looking to tie this game at 2. Nate Keeley to the circle. And down it goes. Keeley battling for it, moves it to LaBelle. And we're back playing again. Butita out to center looking for Jacob Schnapp. Just out of his reach. And the River Dragons will work from left to right. Jamea onside. Alex Jamea pushes the far side corner. And then we'll see the Thunderbirds have it with Keeley. Nate Keeley back behind the line. Out towards center. Play by John Butita. Looks to evade the pressure. And his pass is caught by Schnapp. Couldn't cross over the line, though. His advance was rejected from there. They'll look to do it again. This time Keeley gets it from Butita. Schnapp changing. Here's Keeley. And the Birds now have the zone fill up after the fresh bodies are over the boards. And we'll see if Salah can reach to what he can. Play by Kennedy. And then looking for Keeley. Taken back, though. Back behind the net. Salah. He'll try to find it here. 6:39 left to go in the Culver's third period tonight. Thunderbirds behind enemy lines and down by a goal, looking to tie this thing up. It's Salah. He's crunched, stays on his skates though. Here's Gus Ford with a chance now and trying to move it high in the zone. Had to go away from him. Farmer looking, but Ford will play it off the backhand all the way across into an open corner. Salah comes racing in. Back behind the goal line, Jan Salak steals. In front they go, they try to as Ford was open in the near side post. It's picked off and lifted out to center. Farmer to Ford. Now Salak trying to find it again. Farmer goes ahead, blocked in front of the goal there. And possession captured by the River Dragons. No icing, they say. And so as it goes back into Twin City's defensive territory, Farmer had it, gave it away, he got it back. And then moved it out to center ice where it's picked off again. And back for Don Carter, swings it to Troy Harwell. Harwell off the backhand, intercepted by the River Dragons. They were ready for that one. Harwell tries it again, gives the pass to Carter, steps on side. Here we go, in on goal there from Dempke, but it went well wide of the net. Nice little play there from the Thunderbirds trying to tie the game, and the advance went wide of the goal. Thunderbirds fans, the official chiropractor of the Twin City Thunderbirds is Dr. Dirk Willard with Total Health Chiropractic. If you're hurt, call Dr. Dirk at 336-705-5537. Left circle face-off. Nate Keeley ready. Uchida standing behind him. They'll tie up for it, and Columbus comes away with it. Here's LaBelle, skating all the way back to the defensive zone. And Josh LaBelle in from center. Good pass to find Schnapp, who's open. Jacob Schnapp lifting it. Down behind the net. Right back for the River Dragons. And out to center is Barrow one-on-one. His shot was blocked by Kate Hanley. We are under 5 minutes left to go in the Culver's third period. Twin City down by a goal. Looking to tie this game. River Dragons to it off a turnover. No shot, though, from Barrow. Carries it himself in behind the goal line. They throw it all the way high in the zone and eventually goes way down the ice. Shots are now 24-23. You see on the top of the screen there. If you're watching on the video side of things, we're on YouTube, Sportv, and Facebook tonight. And our audio partners at WTOB Radio. Long shot blocked in front. Salak looking for it. They find it. They fire it. Score! Yuri Pastuka ties it. 2-2 as Yuri Pastuka finds a loose puck. And it goes. It's his 5th goal of the season. 154th of his career. Tie game. 4:21 left to go in our Culver's third period. And a huge scoring play to bring us back to even. 25th shot of the night there goes in for Twin City. Face off at center, and we're back. We got a much different game now. Tie game. Onside a chance for Justin Samaro, and he shot it, but it was forced out of play off the blocker from Boris Babic. It went up and out. That should take us to the media timeout, and it does. All right, it's the final media timeout. Be right back, but has tied the game at 2.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Under 5 minutes to play as we are ready to go for the next face-off in the game, returning from the media timeout. 2-2. Yuri Pastuka from Gus Ford at 15:39. The game's most recent scoring play to bring us to this tie is number 22, Joe Kennedy, in the lineup for the first time this year. He plays it. River Dragons looking for it, swatted down the rink here from the Thunderbirds from the defensive zone, and this is going to go for an icing. 3:59 now left to go in our Culver's third period. Well, a massive goal there, no doubt about it, from Yuri Pastuka to give this team the next goal that they were searching for. They found it. Defensive zone face-off on the far side. And they're looking for it. They find it. Here we go. It's Schnapp with it now. Jacob Schnapp powers his way up the left wing side. Steps onside and lost the handle. Trying to get it again. He had pressure, though. And got it down behind the line. Now he's got it from Keeley. Schnapp with it. Jacob Schnapp across the zone they go. They'll hold the line. Long shot, and off the redirect goes wide. Tie game 2-2, 3.5 left to go in regulation time here tonight. Down behind the goal line. Hunter stays on his skates. He's crunched. Gets it again as good hits laid there by Farmer. Still onside. Long shot, and Babic sort of hopped out from his net looking to stop that one. Goes all the way to center. And Ford, tied up, continues on. Had all types of pressure. Two players trying to steal it away. Big check there from Jan Salak across the rink. He's running two from behind. Stays up, though, as we got a good board battle going across the building. Taken away, then nearly given away by the River Dragons. Jan Salak trying to steal it here. Back behind the goal of Boris Babic. Looking for the near side corner. Now it's LaBelle. Good pass to find Ford. Calling for it across the rink is Salak. Ford gave it to him. Salak skating onside and found by Pastuca. Rolled on him. And they center in front, looking to fire. They score! Gus Ford, it's 3-2. 2:21 left to go. And there's a goal from Gus Ford. He's been all over the ice tonight. It's a one-goal advantage. And Ford gives the glove salute to the ear. Fans don't like that. You hear them respond, but they're in the seats. They ain't got nothing to do with it. It's all about what's going on the ice. And the Thunderbirds have found a pair, the game tire and now the go-ahead goal. Face off at center. And we're back. That was taken by Keeley. Let's see if Twin City remains aggressive here over the final minutes. We got 2:10 left here in the Culver's third period. Out to center it goes, and the net is empty. They will lift the goaltender, Roy. So here we go. Head coach Jerome Bouchard, aggressive, lifting the netminder on the fly. Here we go. It's Kennedy. Thought about it. Sends the pass to Butita. Makes the easy play to chip it out through center. And it's a one-goal lead here behind enemy lines. And a come-from-behind effort here in this third period. Now the River Dragons. They feel the pressure. Nearly stolen away at center. LaBelle chips it out to the neutral zone. Good play there. Columbus still tagging up. 1:25 left. Gus Ford with the scoring play. And on goal, save made by Babic. Schnapp towards an empty net, goes well wide. And this is going to go for an icing. And there's the whistle. 1 minute, 11 seconds now left to play. It was Yuri Pastuca at 15:39. It was Gus Ford at 17:39, 2 minutes later. Two scoring plays here in the final 5 minutes. Jan Salak and Yuri Pastuca assisted on the go-ahead goal. The net is empty. And timeout has been called. They announce it to Columbus. And so the River Dragons have used their one and only timeout here. We got 1 minute, 11 seconds remaining in regulation time this evening. No credit to Twin City here for falling behind late in the second period, but bouncing back here in this third period. Yuri Pastuca at 15:39, Gus Ford at 17:39. Josh LaBelle scoring at 2:54 the second period, with Dion Demke and Don Carter Jr. assisting. Thunderbirds without a couple of key players in the lineup, and Roman Kramer and Zach White tonight. The organization expects to have them back here tomorrow. But Twin City playing shorthanded. We see Kennedy draw into the lineup for the first time all year, as he had not been playing, and what an effort this is. It's not over though. Here we go. Timeout has ended. The net is still empty. There's the face-off. They'll fight for it. Thunderbirds have it. LaBelle on the clear. Down it goes. This will be another icing. There's the whistle. And And so that took a few seconds. Goes now to 64 seconds remaining in this regulation contest here. Tense moments. And Keeley back to the circle. Once again wins it to LaBelle. This time a different option. He sent it looking for Jacob Schnapp. Schnapp didn't see it, but it goes out to the neutral zone and a delayed penalty. And now they call it. They will put a slash on the board with 53.7 left to go. And Jacob Schnapp has been penalized, and the River Dragons will have a power play and an empty net. And they're going to go 6-on-4 here. Now the Bobos Deli and Grill penalty kill. They were already sort of out there on the 6-on-5. Now they're officially out there. 6-on-4, 53 seconds left as the River Dragons look to tie it. Twin City looks to hang on here. It's down, far side corner. They'll battle for it, and the River Dragons have possession. They'll hold on to it, down behind the line. They move it around, back behind the net. It's in the near side corner. 40 seconds left to go here. They tie it up. They'll battle for it. No one with it yet. Moore tries to advance it. Underwood has it here behind the cage. They move across. No shot. Side of the circle here on the 6-on-4. They'll go up high. 22 seconds left. You hear the crowd. Near side, one-timer, they fan on it. It goes to the near side corner. Stays on this side of the rink. River Dragons have it with Barrow. Shooting, they score. And Columbus ties it with 10 seconds left to go. Face off at center ice. Following that, Twin City has been frustrated tonight, and I think this official is going to call another one, and he is. Unsportsmanlike conduct. He points across the rink. And situational hockey this is with what we've seen tonight. Well, Santa's usually perfect, but I'm not sure that everyone got what they wished for yesterday. So now, once again, penalty's been called. Tie game at 3, 10 seconds left. And we're going to play on here. Face off at center ice with Butita looking for it. Goes back to Hanley. Tie game at 3, and that's where regulation will finish. We will play overtime tonight. And so they announce the goal to Moore, as that's the end of regulation. We will have overtime. Second time this year the Thunderbirds have gone past regulation and gone into overtime. And, of course, the only previous time it happened was a big overtime game-winning goal by Roman Kramer on home ice that night. This one will be on the road. And let's see who the Thunderbirds will put out there on the ice in this even strength situation. The penalty that was called is not showing on the board, and it's not counting against the strength. It's abuse of officials under 5 and being shown as to Yuri Pastuka. I'm not sure if he's serving or if it was called directly to him, but he's the one that's in the penalty box here. And so Butita got called for abuse of officials with under a minute to play in the second period. And now with under a minute to play in the third period, it's a penalty abuse of officials, exact same, except this is going to show as a 5, or it's an under 5, but it's a 10-minute misconduct. And so Pastuca is done here. This game's not going to be played over 10 minutes. This is not a playoff game, and so he will be unavailable. And we'll see what they come up with here. The brief timeout between the third and the overtime is now over. And so we'll have 3-on-3 to decide this hockey game. It's been exciting, and the Thunderbirds found a way to tie it there. They found a way to take the lead. And then it's a power play goal with the empty net. 6-on-4 that ties it with 10 seconds left. Here we go. Overtime hockey tonight. Gus Ford, Jan Salak, Josh LaBelle on the ice. There's the face-off, and it's won all the way down the rink into the corner from Ford to LaBelle. So Gus Ford does his job there. Let's see if he can end the game now. Here we go. Ford has it, crosses onside. Salak thought about going to the front of the net. Ford settles, gives us to Salak. Over 20 seconds gone by here in the extra session. Salak to the near side, back behind the cage he goes, waits, finds LaBelle, but on his offhand trying to settle it and then gave it up. Possession taken by the River Dragons. LaBelle changing. As James Farmer on the ice as Tyler Barrows slowly pulls it back behind the net. So he'll stand back behind the goal here with 4:08 left in this overtime session. And so here they go. Over the red line, Keeley slammed on the brakes, goes back the other way, and possession still with the River Dragons, but now it's the goaltender Roy, as they're able to make swaps. Swaps have been made as Keeley and Schnapp and Farmer all out there, but it's still with the home team. These two rivals back to do it again here tomorrow night, trying to settle this one first. Ryan Hunter, defended well by Nate Keeley, crossed over the blue line. And looks to zip it down low. Back behind the net it goes, all the way across. Here's Jacob Schnapp, now moves it to Farmer. Thunderbirds have possession. It's Farmer storming up the far side of the building and trying to fire. Centers a Schnapp in on goal, and a save made by Roy. He's out of position at the top of the goal mouth, but he was able to allow his teammates to play it. As Jacob Schnapp had a great chance there in front of the net. Here they come. River Dragons cross onside, looking to end the game. Heavy hit from Farmer in the overtime. Possession is found by Jacob Schnapp. So Schnapp able to move it to John Butita. Here's Butita, the captain, winding up the near side. He's onside with it. Butita, patient. Now it's Joe Kennedy. What a story this might be. Joe Kennedy with it. Back behind the goal. Looks to wrap and tried to pass it. And then he lost his balance, stayed upright though. Kennedy finds Ford, shooting off the side of the goal. It's down and still in play. Butita tried to get it to Kennedy. Now it's Gus Ford, pressure to him. Thunderbirds have to find it. They'll hold it onside here. Kennedy near side circle, just over 2 minutes left to go in the overtime. Butita fighting for it. They find it out in front. Here's a great chance. In on goal, shut down by Roy. My goodness, what a save in the overtime. The Thunderbirds had Gus Ford with it, looking for the fourth goal of the night. That would have ended it. Wow. Here we go. Face off across the rink. Far side circle. Nate Keeley, Jan Salak out there with LaBelle. And Keeley tie up. Thunderbirds have it here with Salak. Salak holds on to it. Skates away. Now it's Jan Salak. He finds a good play to Josh LaBelle. Here's LaBelle, pulls it all the way out to the safety of center ice. And then he gave it away. Chance in on goal here for the River Dragons. All of a sudden, as it's Ryan Hunter who took it right from LaBelle. Now it's Tyler Barrow. Has Salak behind him. He waited, faked one way, went the other way. They zip it out to center. One-on-one, Hunter and LaBelle. Hunter drives it wide of the goal in the overtime. Here we go, maybe a 3-on-2 in from center if they hustle. It's LaBelle to find it. Steps over the blue line here in the extra session. Powers it wide of the net off the deflection. Salak trying to search for it. Across the rink they go. And out to center again. Thunderbirds might can get at least one change here. LaBelle steps off. Salak pulls it way down the rink. And he's in the defensive end. Out to center. Nate Keeley. Keeley's tired though.
1 minute left in OT.
He has to wait. Now Keeley starts again. Keeley onside. Centers for Salak, and they just miss on the pass. 50 seconds left in the overtime. 2-on-1. Columbus looking to win it. Barrow in. Across again. One-timer. They score. The come from behind effort that the Thunderbirds had after they took the lead. It's erased in the final seconds, and the River Dragons will get the win here on home ice tonight. And so that's it tonight, as the Thunderbirds will look to bounce back tomorrow and find a win. The 3-game winning streak has been halted, and they'll look to start another one here tomorrow night. It's the final trip to this facility in the regular season tomorrow, our 6th and final game in the head-to-head matchup throughout the year against Columbus tomorrow night. It's an early start time, earlier than tonight at 7:05. We hope that you'll be able to join us on the broadcast, but this one has ended. Overtime victory for the River Dragons, 4-3 the final, as the Thunderbirds were so close to skating away with the full 3 points tonight, 10 seconds away. But Columbus fights back and they find that final goal, the game winner in the overtime. Thunderbirds had opportunities in the overtime. Ryan Hunter, though, at 4:17 from Tyler Barrow is the game winner tonight. Columbus has won for the 14th time this season. It's the 12th loss of the year for the Thunderbirds, but their first loss past regulation this season. And so they dropped to 9 wins, 11 regulation losses, and 1 loss past regulation in overtime. We will come back for the postgame show as we recap tonight's game. We'll take a quick break and be right back for the post-game show after this one as the River Dragons win it. The final score is 4-3.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive, or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
And welcome back live inside the Columbus Civic Center for the post-game show. This was a thriller tonight. Not in the best way, though, for the Thunderbirds. They dropped this one by a final score of 4-3. 9 wins, 11 regulation losses, and now a loss past regulation for Twin City. Final shots on goal were 28-26 tonight And so the Thunderbirds do outshoot the River Dragons, but more than just outshooting them, they find a way to claw their way back into this one after it looked like it might not go their way. But they were resilient tonight. They found a way not only to tie the game and then potentially force an overtime, but then they took the lead. And we're, again, 10 seconds away from getting to the locker room with the 3 full points that are available there from a regulation win. That's how close they were tonight, but it was a goal from Kyle Moore that sent the game to the overtime. We'll get to what this one looked like on the score sheet, but certainly like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight as we are now in our post-game show after this one. So we go back to the first period, and nothing on the board. Shots on goal that were 13-7. I mentioned briefly there during the first that head coach Steve Harrison's talked so many times this season about having good starts for this group and what it could do for them playing from the lead, or if not playing from the lead, at least not playing from behind. And they got the start they were looking for tonight. You always like to go out and find a goal. They don't do that, but they don't give anything up either. And so they outshoot their opponent, and the Thunderbirds were playing pretty well, I'd say, after that first period, scoreless hockey after one. And then Josh LaBelle gives this team the lead here on the road. Dion Demke and Don Carter Jr. got the assist at 2:54 as an even-strength scoring play in the second period. Twin City had the 1-goal lead, and they worked with much of that second period with the 1-goal advantage. But then, in the final 6 minutes of the second period, there were back-to-back scoring plays from the River Dragons. One even strength, Alexander Jamea from Benjamin Pizzamenti at 14:04, and then a power play goal from Ryan Galvin, assisted by Ryan Hunter. So Ryan Galvin from Ryan Hunter at 19:37 the second period. So they get a couple there in the final 6 minutes of the period as the Thunderbirds were called for the final 5 penalties of tonight's game. Jacob Schnapp interference late there in the second period, in the first period rather. Then it was Gus Ford for tripping John Butita at 19:37 of the second period. Abuse of officials. The Ford penalty was at 18:09. And then in the third period, the 2 penalties that were called to Jacob Schnapp at 19:07 when the Thunderbirds were trying to get the clock to say 000. And that's what the goal was there in the third period. So he gets called for that slash there at center ice. And then that obviously put the Thunderbirds in a tough spot to be down with manpower there on the 6-on-4. But it's a 2-1 lead for Columbus after the second. And then in the third period, with the Thunderbirds fighting from behind, needing just to find any type of puck that'll go across the line just to get it to the next breather that you can have and start to work with a tie game and think about overtime. And a lot of times you don't get that next one. And they did. Yuri Pastuca scored a massive goal, assisted by Gus Ford and James Farmer at 15:39. They're in the final 5 minutes, even strength goal. And then exactly 2 minutes later, it's a goal from Gus Ford with Jan Salak and Yuri Pastuca on the assist. On the video side of things, you see that they've taken the video feed down, but we still have the audio broadcast running here, and so we continue on. But it's straight from 2 minutes, from 15:39 to 17:39, with Gus Ford assisted by Jan Salak and Yuri Pastuca. So Thunderbirds take the lead there with Gus Ford, and as he typically is, he's effective all throughout the hockey game. And I mentioned the time he finally finds one tonight. He had some really good chances all throughout the game, and so far, throughout the game, it was at that point certainly the biggest scoring play of the night. But for the Thunderbirds, ends up being their final scoring play of the game. So it's Ford at 17:39 with the even strength goal, again assisted by Jan Salak and Yuri Pastuca. In the final minute, though, in the final few seconds, it's Kyle Moore to tie the game at 3 with Tyler Barrow and Brody Thornton assisting on that goal. That was a power play goal at the 6-on-4. They had the extra attacker and then also had the assistance of the power play. And so the River Dragons get one there to make it again from 1950 officially with 10 seconds left to go. The scoring details on that one. And then we go to the overtime, and Thunderbirds had a couple of really good chances. We think back to the one that Jacob Schnapp had in the overtime. Thunderbirds actually outshot the River Dragons at 2-1 in the extra period. The only shot, though, officially from Columbus went in. And tough one to defend for Boris Babick. It was a 2-on-1, and it was sort of a long 2-on-1. It wasn't a 2-on-1 that developed at the very last second that, Columbus just had to react to. That was the type of 2-on-1 that started really in the opposite zone, started around the blue line. And so that one is so much more advantageous because they got time to think about it. They got time to read the ice, read the goaltender, read the player that's back on the play there. And, so many times you'll see the near side guy, just sort of track the defender and or the goaltender and then find a way to move it across the ice. And typically the net's going to be at least, half open, if not all the way open on that type of a break. And sometimes you'll see the goaltender come across and get it. Sometimes you'll see them fan on it and just miss it entirely. But that one connected, and that's the picture for the final goal of tonight's game. So here in the post-game show, if you're still tuning in, we can jump to the schedule for tonight as we will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard report for the final time this evening. And so here's what we had across the league this evening. It's a 4-4 score in overtime for Blue Ridge and Indiana. The Port Huron-Danbury game was canceled due to weather. It's showing as canceled. It was postponed due to weather, as they're going to make it up. Canceled means it will not be made up ever, and so it will be postponed is the correct term for that one. And that one's going to come up later on the weekend. They are scheduled to play that game again tomorrow, and they do believe that game will happen. But that's the one that, rare to see, but getting into the winter months certainly now, and so that's the reason for that one. PD beats Athens 4-3 tonight. Final score there at the Florence Center. A 3-goal win on the road for Binghamton at Watertown. Final in that one was 6-3. Monroe with a 2-goal lead right now over Topeka on the road at 3-1. Baton Rouge is leading Biloxi. That game still showing is in the third period and 2-0. So we mentioned the games that were going on tonight, and if you're still with us, you see the schedule on the screen. We'll go to tomorrow night, and here's what we have coming up across the league. We look down towards the bottom of the screen if you're watching on the video side of things, and you see our 7:05 start time from the Thunderbirds and the River Dragons. So we're right back here again tomorrow. Same two teams, but it's the final scheduled meeting of the year. As we know, Thunderbirds fans, may not be the last time they meet up. They could always see each other in the postseason. That has certainly happened before. But it's the final meeting of the regular season that we have scheduled. 7:05, the start time tomorrow. And so we'll come on the air with a 6:45 pregame show on the video side of things ahead of that 7:05 start time. So that's our game. It's Blue Ridge and Indiana at 7:30 later on tonight. Baton Rouge, tomorrow rather. This is the schedule for tomorrow. Baton Rouge will be in Biloxi. Monroe on the road against Topeka. Athens will turn around and host PD as they were on the road tonight. And so that series, the location will flip. And we'll go to Athens for that one. Port Huron and Danbury scheduled to play at 7 tomorrow. And then Binghamton and Watertown will match up as well. We can have a look at the standings. This is what it looked like before tonight's game. So no updates currently, but we can tell you that the Thunderbirds there with the point from the overtime decision and still in fourth place in the Continental Division standings going into the night. But then PD again with the win, and so they will jump back, and it's going to be tightly contested right now in the standings. This was a critical game on the road tonight for this team. But Athens still leading the way on their side. Binghamton on our side. Binghamton still leading the way on their side. So that's it for tonight's game. We thank you, as always, everyone, for tuning in. This one was very difficult in just the way that it ended for the Thunderbirds, and I think they will have a lot to look back on and be disappointed with. But again, there's plenty of positives. They played really well for a long stretch of hockey. Given the travel situation coming out of the holiday and not jumping on the board first in the first period, but out shooting this team in the first period, then scoring the first goal of the game. They had to wait to the second period to do it, but they get on the board. A couple of goals go back the other way. They fall behind, and they fight their way back. All throughout the third period, they find a way to not only fight their way back and tie the game. Twin City took the lead and then surrender the final 2 goals, including the overtime game winner. But 2 goals here in the final 5 minutes of regulation. This one was just a wild one tonight. And unfortunately, as it goes sometimes, you're not going to win them all, and the Thunderbirds come up on the losing end of this one. The point streak will still continue at now at 4 games, but their winning streak overall is halted at 3 games. They'll try to start a new one tomorrow. Also like to let everyone know about the New Year's Eve game. It is quickly approaching, and you know where you can find your tickets by now, but it's WSFairgrounds.com, Ticketmaster.com, and calling the box office 336-727-2236. There are some deals going on for that contest. You can find more about those at TwinCityThunderbirds.com. The deal that was running all throughout December for the holiday 4-pack is still going on and still available. So that one's still out there. They also have a special deal for 2 tickets for 2026, literally $20.26. That's the deal for that one. So again, come out and see us coming up next week. But we've got one more road game to end the 2025 calendar year. And of course, we'll do that right back here again tomorrow. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Again, it will be 7:05 tomorrow, so a 6:45 pregame show on the video side of things, as this one is a attempt that the Thunderbirds got successful to come back, tie the game, and then take the lead. And after climbing that mountain, they do surrender the last 2 goals, including the final one here in the overtime. So it's a 4-3 final as the Thunderbirds drop this one in the extra period. Until tomorrow night, Kendall Grayson signing off from the Columbus Civic Center. Thanks for tuning in as the Thunderbirds drop this one again. Final score in the overtime is 4-3.